Break the lane, I'm trying to make a name, but my sick thoughts got me by my brain. I'm searching for my ironic how we hustle for the same, but get bracelets for trying to get a chain, man, they wanna take up.
What's too nasty?
Look at that shit up. Bow, 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 bow. Like every out shot, nigga. Everything dead. Bow, 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 bow. Don't run no trap, like, don't run no trap. Go ask my ops to get ugly. I could do like ice at the sunny. Think I'm locking that nigga a dummy. He think I'm a rapper, he think this shit funny. Okay, bend both ways. Flip through the photo, I'm yelling on they do my apartment to throw more than 6. On the rebel, or lift. Hop out, gang up on him and his bitch. Fuck it, I'm in fashion, I bet I still up it. He ain't faster, don't know why I'm running. Fuck it, back out, put the beat on the public. Gah, 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 keep dumping. Eat that baby, that get it or nothing. OJ Rebel, that muscle, I'm ducking. Gah, gah, nigga stop putting names in your song. You alright? Sat in his room. Put them on block, show me who perform. They can't wait till they catch him or what? Okay, let's get it on. EBK, bitch, I'm feeling like Melly. He get shot if he told me Kelly. Make it sexy. Bitches get shot and get heavy. Like we're nasty. My 4546 throwing daddies. With his bestie. In the ground, we can't with Maxi. If you fatty, Mr. Up at the pop like confetti. Is you ready? We gon' bend through that block, leave it messy. Is you ready? We gon' bend through that block, leave it messy. Bitch, I'm a stomper, I don't really step. I don't do the step. Nigga, I'm a vet. Better watch your step. Better come correct. I'm a demon, so watch who you check. I wasn't say less. I done slept with a notch, pound in the tank. Yeah, I'll fuck it down, we'll wreck. Get your LV, put him on his neck. LVK! Go! 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 Boom! Go! 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 Boom!
Today we're back trying to battle some of this misinformation. So today we're going to deal with Giovanni Verrazzano's claim in 1524 when he says the natives were dark like Ethiopians.
Flowing the Atlantic coast from Carolina up into the New York area, he had wrote a letter to Francis I, the King of France, in 1524, describing the Carolina Indians as being dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians. Giovanni de Verrazzano had described the Carolina Indians as exactly resembling the Ethiopians.
So what starts off as a harmless observation of some darker skinned people, this observation turns into ideology by the Black Aboriginals of America, where now Black Americans, they don't descend from West Africa. We was lied to, and now they descend from America. But they don't take into consideration who Verrazzano was comparing these people to, and we're going to look at that. He says, they are dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians, with thick black hair, not very long, tied back behind the head like a small tail. As for the physique of these men, they are well proportioned, of medium height, a little taller than we are. They have broad chests, strong arms, and the legs and other parts of the body are well composed. There is nothing else, except that they tend to be rather broad in the face, but not all, for we saw many with angular faces. They have big black eyes, an attentive and open look. They are not very strong, but they have a sharp cunning and are agile and swift runners. From what we could tell from observation in the last two respects, they resemble the Orientals, particularly those from the farthest Cenarian regions. So the first question should be, who are these Orientals and where's the Cenarian region that they're comparing these people to? But for some reason, all these memes and everything else leave that out. So when we look into who these Orientals are, they point us to the area of Asia, Southeastern Asia, specifically southeast of the Himalayas. And when we go and look at the people who are of this area, they don't look nothing like these American Negroes, nothing like these Aboriginal Americans, nothing like these Black Indians that are claiming this as a look. See, this is proof that we've been here. This is not what you get from that. So when you take everything that they say in context and we do a correct analysis of the context of what we're reading, we do not come to this is the American Negro. We come to this is what these people look like, or they describe them as looking like. And that's it. I'm out. It's not a coincidence that the conscious community is not so conscious.
They were brought here from the soils of Africa.
This is the problem, Cuddy. I want to talk about what the Black people say, what the Black people went to. They want to go to some whole other shit. They run from the question. They can't find anybody who says what they say. Can you find?
Why are you lying? Martin Luther King.
No, he doesn't.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Hey, hold on. Didn't you just see me playing?
No.
Okay.
Hey, listen, fam.
Go ahead.
Hey, bro, we're not gonna let you just come over here and say dumb shit when we have archaeologists that from the 1800s. Books, we got plenty of things.
But hold up, Chief.
I need him to address the
Not a
science,
coincidence.
bro.
Not a coincidence. Didn't you just see me play Eddie Griffin, and he just spoke to that? I just played Tariq Nasheed the other day.
He wants to find some pale skin.
I'm saying.
He needs a pale skin to say it.
I'm saying, what do you need? What are you saying that we're lacking?
So look, this is what you're lacking. Somebody made the claim that Martin Luther King says that we're Aboriginal. What I just put in the back chat is a speech.
No, he said we're exiled in our own land.
Don't do it. No, we're not about to do that. We're not going backwards. Let's go to what we can prove. He never said he was African. We know that. Stop it. We're going back to the science.
All right.
You sit on a throne of lies. No, you said that we don't have any foundation. No, sir. Only address the science that we're providing.
It take me 10 seconds.
Okay, then address the science, please.
The claim was MLK saying exile the own land, which equals Aboriginal. What I'm saying, I put a speech from 1966, March 17th, where he says that we came from Africa and was in slavery. Y'all be lying.
Now let us notice first that we have made meaningful strides. And I think I should point out that the Negro himself has come a long, long way in re-evaluating his own intrinsic worth. In order to illustrate this, a little history is necessary. You will remember that it was in the year 1619 when the first Negro slaves landed on the shores of this nation. They were brought here from the soils of Africa. Not like the Pilgrim Fathers who landed at Plymouth a year later, they were brought here against their wills.
Well, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
That's not our culture, money grip. None of that is our culture. None of that shit. If you are at you think that this is what your people was doing, it's because most of the Black Indians that teach this shit get their information from these Native Americans. And then they go back and teach this shit back to us. And then well, where did you get, if you just found out you was an Indian 20 years ago, where did you get this history from? Oh, I found the Native American elder. Couldn't find out the motherfucker ain't even a Negro. The nigga's a Mongoloid from Oklahoma somewhere teaching you some pseudo shit. And then you're going back teaching it to the people.
A1, you definitely making a good point here. I want to highlight that. And that brings us to this book that you all teach out of. That's written by this man, Emery Dean Keoki, and this woman, K. Marie Potterfield. Isn't that what you were just talking about, where people are teaching from Native American elders, mongoloid-looking people, and quoting these people and bringing it back to black people.
Halfway, take a few steps back.
The reason why he wrote the book could be attributed to another book given to him by his uncle in the late 1960s. Emory recalled reading the book and being fascinated with its content. It wrote of American Indians being accomplished and efficient at many things, including agriculture. I went through the book and indexed everything that I had never learned before. There were things in that book that I had never read before, never been taught, and it shocked me. Emory collected information for over 30 years when he was homeless and living out of a car in the late 1990s. He put pen to paper and began writing the book. I started writing in my car and began to feel better about myself. I was able to get housing and get into counseling. The beauty of American Indian contributions is that it's pre-contact, pre-Columbus. His speaking request provided evidence to the versatility of this book. One of the Northern Plain tribes invited him to speak last summer during the increase in teen suicide. Emory worked with the students and used the book as a guide to help them identify with the important contributions made by Native Americans. The students' reviews were glowing, and he was invited back. One student shared with Emory that he felt like, I can go on with my education. Another said, this information has to come from an Indian.
Forget about it. This book is not for you.
People that's gonna probably be coming in watching later on, definitely this encyclopedia gives you something to be proud about. Even when you just coming into this Aboriginal culture.
Give you what to be proud of. This is what I'm not understanding. It's a book not by you, not written about you, and not for you. Earlier you said you don't like people who get information from these Native Americans, these non-Aboriginals, but you're doing it. So what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I'm gonna ask you a question now.
But why do you keep calling them an Aboriginal? Why do you keep calling them an Aboriginal?
Because we the ones who made these cities. Slaves didn't make cities because they didn't make cities work
out this shit right now. So look, Cass, we gotta take our people back. They keep trying to name these people Aboriginals and all this other shit, and they're not. So this is Benjamin Banneker. He's the son of Robert Banneker and Mary Banneker, right? So let's come down here real quick. It says from their descendants genealogists. Their descendants genealogists. Their descendants genealogists. Y'all understand that? His grandmother Molly was an English dairymaid who had been falsely convicted of theft, indentured to a Maryland tobacco farmer. After working out her indenture, Welsh rented a farm, some land, eventually purchased two African slaves. No, yo, stop, Rob, stop. Be quiet. You can hold on for 2 seconds. Welsh rented his farm some land, eventually purchasing two African slaves, who she freed several years later. Welsh wed one of her former slaves, Banneker, said to be the son of a chief. Their daughter Mary also married an African.
Wow.
A man from Guinea who had been enslaved, baptized as Robert and freed. So where do y'all get, and it says who took Banneker as his surname upon the marriage. So we got Molly, who marries the first African. They have a daughter named Mary, right? So here's Mary Banneker. And then she meets another African from Guinea, and he gets baptized and changed his name to Robert, and they have Benjamin Banneker. So that's what I'm here for. I'm taking back the ancestors. He's an African. Y'all gonna stop trying to bring him up as an Aboriginal. That's just it. He's an African.
Okay, can I just rebut it? Can I rebut it? Just 1 second.
There's nothing to rebut.
Peace to all the viewers. This is not a coincidence. And today we're going to tackle some contradictory statement made by the Aboriginal community, namely Supreme Chief Holiday. In this video, he actually says African American did not exist in the 1800s. Then when I show him proof, he goes and says he never said that. So let's watch the video.
Hold on, y'all. Enslaved, right? It says enslaved and free, right? It says it right there from the top. It says African Americans, but we know that African Americans didn't exist at this time.
Right. So what? But
oh
we
no,
know
no, no,
it.
no, 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 no. Listen, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here for you right now. Come on now. But we know that African Americans didn't exist at this time period.
You said they do what
Wait,
they calling
yes, sir. Wait, whoa.
So was they calling people that or not? Yes or no?
No. You came up with this half cocked ass piece of paper right here, bro.
Yes or no?
It's in my blood, nigga.
Why
what?
Was they calling
what did you say?
That yes or no? You said it wasn't happening.
No, I never denied that. That's for a rookie that told you that.
No,
that's not for me. I never said that to you.
We can rewind.
Hey, bro, you didn't think I've never seen that article before? Sir, you didn't think I never seen that article before? Hey, listen, you are, have you graduated from MBK yet?
You never seen shit like this. Why you change? You said they wasn't calling nobody that. Why
I never said that. Hey, listen,
yes,
Supreme Chief Holiday never said that.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
I can show you plenty of stuff that people wrote down and called people anything. That don't mean that they called themselves that. That don't mean that she called herself that. Does that mean that she called herself that? Yes or no? Sir, does that mean that she calls herself that? Yes or no? Does that mean that she calls herself that? Yes or no? I never said that. Okay, listen. Once again, I never said that.
Okay, so let me ask you one question. Was they calling people African American in the 1800s? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you say you never said that before. You're a liar.
I never said that.
Go ahead.
But we know that African Americans didn't exist at this time period.
Shut up. You don't know nothing about anything.
Not a coincidence, bro. Once again, like I said, I appreciate this guy because he at least put a link in the chat room with his wrench. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just hating and talking or whatever. But it gives us the opportunity to break shit down. So if the link he sent just tells the whole tale. All I'm gonna ask everybody, the brother that's on here, not a coincidence, every Pan-African, right? In 1619, was the continent of Africa called Africa? That would be no. It wouldn't. It wasn't called Africa in 1619. So they didn't call nobody Africans in 1619.
First, we need to look at this new movement of Aboriginals, Black Indians, who say they have no African ancestry. When we look at those Black Americans from the past, they have no problem saying they have two ancestries, one Native and one African. Was there a place called Africa in 1619? Well, here's a map in 1554. This map is from 1584. And if you notice, all the maps have the title Africa in them. And here's another map from 1644, first edition, 1630. So undoubtedly, there was a place called Africa in 1619. And to be African, you have to be from a place called Africa.
Hey, not a coincidence dropping some links in the chat, AP, for you.
Hey, man, not a coincidence of dropping Zionist ass links. He sucked.
I like this link.
Cash.
He gotta come on. He gotta come on for me to even click on him or illustrate him because he's not here to explain.
Right on.
I want to follow this.
And this last map.
See, we're talking about Black and African Americans.
It's from the 7th century. So like I do with all my videos, the sources will be in the description of the video. You know what I always say? It's not a coincidence that the conscious community is not so conscious.
See, we're talking about Black and African Americans. We're not talking about this beef shit that we're on. We're not on this drama shit right now. We're on Aboriginal TV's channel talking about Pan-Africans throwing shots at the Aboriginals. a Pan-African came on here, our brother that makes our shows live for real. I gotta say, all of us need to like sneak together and throw this nigga like $10 cause he's one of the only Pan-African boo-boos that come up here and put up a fight. People that just come up here need to see that. They need to see an African and they need to see an Indian and they need to see the debate so they could choose a side. Not a coincidence is a major factor in this community and people don't even know it. Goofy motherfuckers.
Yo, what up, y'all? Yeah, I'm, just trying to regular shit. Trying to show a little bit how American Aboriginals, contradict themselves, take things out of context, and so on and so on. Our king, they probably scared of him. But they be trying to get the opposition up out of there. They can't hide from me no more, though. But let me show something from earlier. Let me see where we at. Oh yeah, this is the Aboriginal Power Channel. So Sister Bethy, she called herself. She keeps showing these same two articles, and she keep just mentioning my name. She showed it on her channel. She showed it on her AP channel. So we're gonna see how she's taking this out of context, real quick.
I'm good. I'm just telling what I do to him. I ain't arguing with that bitch ass.
Is it shared app?
Nigga, come down this bitch and have a heart attack. Shut your old ass up.
You right.
Yeah,
right.
come down this bitch and get some hypertension. Shut your stupid ass up.
Right. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. Whatever you weigh, I'm throwing you up right
You better
now.
sign a waiver before you come down this bitch. Fuck this niggas talking about.
Whatever you weigh, I'm throwing you up right now, old, because I'm an old man.
I hope you is, goof ass nigga.
Look at the thumbnail. The thumbnail.
The Straight Aquiline Tuskegee, September 26th, and it says their Indian Territory lands clearly states that the Negro Indians, they are the ones who are being robbed of their Indian Territory lands. And then it goes down here and states that in the first place, somebody might have to mute. It goes,
Let me mute my mic. My bad.
It goes September in Muskegee, September 26th, and it says, in the first place, it is the Negroes who are being robbed, not Indians. A lot is heard in the outside world about the Creek Indians, and a long time habit of thought is pretty certain to picture the high cheekbones, the swarthy complexion, the straight aquiline nose, all incidents of a stolid dignity wrapped in a bright colored blanket. And then it goes into wipe out that picture, because that was the fake story they was giving about who the Indian is. Substitute a lot of plantation darkies in check shirts and overalls. Fill in the swarming Pekingese, the big fat mammy, that would be me, and Jing Han and somebody, the dogs, a good many saddle ponies, and a lot of farm wagons. And get used to the idea that these are the Indians of the Creek tribe. There is not a TP in the reservation, and you might travel thousands of miles and not see a square inch of beadwork or bucket skin garment. There are 15,000 so-called Creek Indians, of whom fully 12,000 are Negroes or of Negro extraction. There are about 3,000 full bloods, but
see, that was a crucial statement right there. There are 15,000 so-called Creek Indians, of whom fully 12,000 are Negroes or of Negro extraction. There are about 3,000 full bloods. So the Negroes ain't the full blood in this article. So I don't even know why they bringing that up. Smoke, did you catch that when she read that?
Hey, bro, I don't concede to what no paperwork saying if it ain't coming from the people that it's talking about. See, them the tricks that you niggas like to try to pull on people, right? Them the type of tricks I like to use. The Cherokee, the Choctaw, the West Africans, the Chinese, right? If it ain't them people, talking, if this coming from the standardized Western academia model, come on, bro. We talking about people who won't even tell you where the hell they originated at. Pull up me a source right now where the Europeans have identified their origins, bro. Or other than that, all that shit off the table. I'm in favor of taking everything European, especially this pale skin, off the table.
Damn, you starting early, huh? Just
real quick, because I'm not going to be held. Look, I'm not going to be held to a standard. I'm not going to be held to a standard of a motherfucker who can say, you from here, right? You niggas in America, y'all from West Africa. We can prove this definitively, right? And then when I ask them, so where did you originate from? Oh, well, through some theoretical process of evolution. No, fuck you. You take if you can't identify yourself, then bitch, you can't identify me. That's the standard. That's the standard. So what you want to do about that?
So the topic today, we can go off topic a little bit, but it's still the beginning. It's talking about how y'all take things out of context. That's why I brought this article up, where she's clearly taking it out of context, where they're saying one person is Negroes, the other is full blood, but she wants to assume the position of the full blood. Now I hear where you're coming from, Smoke, but that's a little bit of a deflection tactic that you're using.
But yeah, of course you're gonna call it deflection. Of course you're gonna call it deflection because those little convoluted type of articles that you find in these presentments, they work in your favor. But I'm saying they was designed to work in your favor because these are not the people, right? This is not a Choctaw article, bro. It might be about a Choctaw. It might be about some Indians, but it's not an Indian article, right? If Indians didn't leave their own record behind, then I'm just of the opinion that it wasn't meant to be left behind. I don't think people who clearly say they came from somewhere else can come and tell the story of people where the hell they at.
Now I'm not in a disagreement.
Like I can't. It's like this, bro. I can't come and tell the story of your family when your family's still around. How the fuck I look trying to tell a story of your family when your family's still around? Like a nigga can just go ask your family what's up with y'all. So no, I don't accept secondhand. See, y'all like to say that these be primaries, but this secondhand. I don't even think it's secondhand. I don't even think these niggas knew anybody who knew these people. Maybe they did, maybe they did. I'm just saying, I don't think they did.
Check this out. I agree with what you're saying. You should go, if you want to hear about the people, you should go to those people. And so this, even though it is a newspaper article, which so we got to be able to look at these things the right way. So this is somebody reporting on some other people. They're not the people. So it is a secondary source in that sense, but it's a primary source on that is contemporary to the time. So we got to be able to understand what we're looking at. What he's saying in the article is secondary. It's not coming from them, not that I've seen. But how come nobody brought this up to Sister Bethy?
Because so many.
Because everybody was like, yo, like she did such a good job and all this other shit. Now I'm hearing pushback from you. Usually you're very vocal.
Where was that? When
I don't even know if I was around. I wasn't even on the panel when this. I was in the chat when they was doing this part of it. I remember them. I remember her reading this, and I remember her reading this, bro. I don't look. If you paid attention to my whole demeanor, bro, I don't support paperwork by any means. When niggas get to talking to me about the law and the Constitution, the Bible, any of that bullshit, I'm in opposition to that.
No,
I'm in opposition to all that.
You're very consistent. You're very consistent. So, but on the topic of what I'm talking about, do you see how she could be taking this sentence out of context? Where they're saying there's 12,000 Negroes and there's 50,000 people, 12,000 are Negroes and 3,000 are full-blooded. But she wants to assume. As a matter of fact, I got the article right here, man. It's mad shit she left out this article that she just it's like she's just trying to paint a picture, right? She's trying to act like these are y'all, but over here it says she don't show this part though when she's presenting. It says over here, former slaves were adopted by these tribes.
Mic check, mic check.
Yeah, I hear you. But like over here,
what that question was again? My Wi-Fi going. My Wi-Fi going in and out.
My point was she was using this article to basically stand on that y'all are Aboriginal, but in this article it's saying the Indians adopted y'all, and that the Indians are the full-blooded and the Negroes are just citizen there because of the treaties.
There's no way the Indian can be full blood, right? If it's Negro, if these Indians are considered mixed with Negro and something else, there's no way they can be full blooded, bro. That falls flat on his face.
No, I get that part. I get that, Smoke. But the point, I get what you're saying, but that's not the point I'm trying to make here. The point is why use this article when it disagrees with so many Aboriginal ideology, right? It's not calling a Negro to full blood. It's saying y'all was adopted into these things. It was saying y'all slaves, right? This is her article. It says, look, 30 years ago, these niggas were all slaves, the property of Indians, right? Like, so why was everybody in the Aboriginal community championing this article like she did some shit? Because I could play the end of the video where Ab Pat was like, oh, send me that. My point is, y'all, it's just everybody's taking everything out of context. It makes no sense to me. Like, I understand you're going to do all the diversion tactics in the world, but you got to understand what I'm telling you. Yo, Zab, what up, man?
Yeah, according to how these articles are written, right? I think I'm of the opinion that they utilize a certain methodology to keep things from being absolute, right? This is my opinion because nothing can really be quantified absolutely according to these so-called primary sources. Just like when you pulled up the other one about they appear to be Ethiopian, then it goes on later on to say Oriental. Like, which one of those is true? Because Orientals don't look like Ethiopians. But if you're comparing these people to Ethiopians, then later on you compare them to Orientals, that's telling me somebody not seeing straight, bro.
No, but that's
what that's telling me. So if you ask me, hold on. If you ask me, they either cancel out this article, or one of those is true. Now you have to determine which one is true. And since neither of us was there at that time, I'm in favor of saying just cancel out the goddamn article.
See, Smoke, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all, you just gave a perfect example of how y'all take shit out of context, man. So when they said the Ethiopian, they wasn't saying they look like Ethiopians. They were saying they had color like them. That's you taking out of context.
Okay, but those Orientals you saw did not have Ethiopian colors, bro.
No, look.
So it's still faulty. It's still faulty, bro.
Look, check it out, bro. No, but you're not. But you're still taking it out of context.
Wait a minute. If somebody comparing somebody to Ethiopians, that's the whole context.
No, because he gives more descriptions. That's what I try to point out. You're taking it out of context.
He said they're dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians. But then when he talks about their look like, he says from what we could tell,
Never,
from
never
our
ever mentioned
from
that to us.
observations, the last two respects, they resemble.
That's
Resemble
why you
means look
sit down
like. You got to know what these words mean, bro. Resemble the Orientals,
to do it.
particularly. Now he's being more definitive. Those from the farthest Cenarian region. This is why I try to point out y'all having no. It's like you're not using any comprehension when reading at all. He tells you the color. He says, yeah, they're dark, but then he tells you what they look like. He said they resemble the Orientals, particularly those from the farthest Cenarian region. It's context, bro. Context is key.
Okay, can we get a description of those Orientals at the date that he was making that comparison? Because we can't go into modern times. We can't go look at them people right now and say them is the exact people that he was looking at because Native Americans today they not dark skinned, bro. We ain't seeing no natives. We ain't seeing no dark skinned natives today in this good old
Why
U.S. of A.
ain't you?
Huh?
So you're not seeing no brown skinned natives? That's what you're trying to say?
I
That's not.
pull up an image. Just pull up an image. Pull up an image. I want you to Google Native
Nah,
American and pull up
I don't
images.
gotta Google. I don't gotta Google. I go to my family and show you.
No. I want you to pull up a
Nah.
modern. I want a modern. No, I want you to
No,
go to
what you
your own
saying?
personal file. I want you to go to the image that they presenting of a Native American
Nah,
right to
see,
this day.
look. Why look,
Updated version. I want you to
y'all
pull up
always
an
talking
updated
about
version. Hold on, bro. I want you to pull up a up. Nah, they arguing. Hold on.
that. Smoke. That's what you were saying. You want me to pull up what?
Hey yo, not a coincidence.
Peace, Dad. What's good?
See, I think your problem is you lack imagination. Like you don't think outside the box, which is interesting that you even found yourself in this side of YouTube. Because this side of YouTube is for people that think outside the box. You very straightforward, textbook, believe whatever you were taught. You one of them type niggas, man. And I think you're wasting your time over here, bro. I'm just being honest with you. Because you're going to beat niggas over the head with this textbook shit. And I don't know if you got the message or got the memo yet, but niggas is not fucking with this textbook shit. So really, you're wasting your time. Everything you showing, they don't want it. We reject this shit, all right? So I think you need to like go to a university or a community college and
Yo.
yeah.
Nah, so you don't have to, but the people watching they understand it and they see the how y'all take everything out of context and how you're gonna deny like this part they
Yeah,
say
we're not
dark
talking
in
about
color.
I'm talking about you, man.
No, fam. That's what I'm here for, to point out the contradictions. That's it. I can care less about
Oh,
anything
so
else.
you just said you a critic. You like a skeptic.
No,
You
I'm a
just
critic
a
only
skeptical
because
dude.
listen, if y'all left the history, like I understand y'all want to be who y'all are, but if y'all left the history alone and stop playing these games with the history, trying to dumb down people, I wouldn't have a problem with shit. If y'all just categorize y'all yourself as a religion, this shit is based on belief. I wouldn't leave y'all alone. I used to fuck with Christians all the time. I don't do that no more because I understand that a
Right,
belief
nah, see, here's
is
the thing
something
though.
totally different.
So let me tell you a quick story, yo. I was watching one of Sonetta videos. He had this dude up there, Walter White, and he wrote a book about how all of history is just some fabricated shit that they came up with. And he had scholarly proof and all types of evidence. He broke down Christianity, Islam, everything. He was showing how easy it was for the Europeans to just rewrite history. And he had proof. He had documents. primary sources. You might have heard of him, Walter White. But what that really told me was you can't really take anything you hear in history at face value, especially knowing that a lot of the shit that they've been teaching is a bunch of bullshit and it's written by people who have agendas. So you just taking shit at face value, you know, you're gonna fall for the okie doke every time. You gotta question things. Everything you presenting, you gotta question it. And I think that's where you go wrong is you don't question shit. You just accept shit as face value.
Well, I'm not accepting anything at face value. Like this is what I'm saying. If y'all go off and say, "Yo, look, the people who came here first, they all said we was black," and then y'all mentioned Verrazano, be like, "Look, Verrazano said they look like Ethiopians." Well, that's not what Verrazano said. I don't know why you have you don't see the error in that. Y'all are basing things on things that are just not true. It's unfounded. There's nothing. There's no evidence for it. What don't you get about this? That's my thing. Like we all supposed to be grown men, and y'all making shit up.
It ain't about making shit up, man. See, what you fail to realize is, if let's say the Aboriginals rose to power, they got a hold of the government, we would rewrite the history books, and that would be law. You'd have somebody like you 100 years from now reading the shit that was rewritten as factual. That's the fallacy that you have is you present these official words as
Check it
law.
out, bro. Check it out. Listen, Verrazano could be a fake person. What we looking at could not be his actual writing. Cool.
Of course it could.
No, check it out. No, just hear me out. Let's just say this is all fake. But if you sit there and cite a source, whether it's fake or not, that's like if you say, "Yo, in Spider-Man comics, book 1, whatever, 3, whatever, this episode he did XYZ," and then I go and see that episode he didn't do it. That's just the point. It doesn't matter if the shit is real or not. What y'all are basing it on is not saying what y'all saying. Like that's just it, bro. We could all that's just it. I just showed a video where people are constantly saying this. They've been saying this shit about Verrazano, talking about he said this, he said that. I just showed you how Sister Bethy is showing a video talking about, look, they saying we the Aboriginals, but all through the shit, it's saying y'all only Indians because of the treaty. Y'all was the slaves of these other Indians. Y'all not full bloods. That's just taking it out of context. I don't see. I understand you want to find something to just be like, listen, we're not accepting anything. Fine, then just be a religion. Just say it's based on belief, and I'll leave y'all alone. I'll never say nothing to no Aboriginal again.
What you? All right, somebody else. By the way, I'm my internet going in and out, man. So I'm gonna drop down.
It seems like that's the problem with a lot of y'all. Smoke was saying that. Y'all can't do nothing with me, man. That's just it, man. Whoa, I am. What's up, man? I don't know what happened to it. Let me see something. So this is more things just being taken out of context from the Aboriginals. This is Hawk School, and I don't even know why he even did this one to himself. Like this source that he probably used crazy. Let's see.
Yeah, my fault. Excuse me. I thought you heard me. My mic was on off. Peace, man.
Oh, hold on. Peace. What's going on with you?
Hey, man. Yeah, I got a question for you when you're done. Yeah.
Nah, good. You asked it before I start. This is something
Oh, okay.
different.
Yeah. You got Aboriginal Americans taking things out of context.
Mm-hmm.
So do you got a problem with the scriptures? The Tanakh?
Do I have a problem with it?
Only when somebody trying to push it on me or trying to act like it's something real. Like I said, if they keep it in that belief space, I don't have a problem with it. But I just know the history how um, Black Americans, Black people in general, came upon that religion, and it's not for us. It didn't start from us. That's just how I see it.
Okay, you say. Okay, I'm sorry, you was fading in and out. You say, excuse me, man. You say the what did not start from us?
The religion, the any of it, the books, any of it didn't start from us. Not that I've seen. Can you hear me?
Okay, so what? So what started with black people there?
Nothing to do with that. So nothing with the Jewish, like the Tanakh, or it didn't start with us. The Christianity didn't start with us. We see that with the Greeks that come in and when they start the Septuagint.
So you saying the Greeks started the Septuagint?
Yeah, they wrote it. They say they got it from. They see. So this is what I'm saying. So they say they got it from these Israelites. What was it, 70, 72 of them, or whatever they say. They say they got it from them, and those stories come from them. But when we actually look at real Israelites, like when we go to the Elephantine Papyri, they don't have any of those stories. So the Elephantine Papyri is in like 500 BC. We get the Septuagint in like 300 BC. So BC goes down. So 500 comes before 300.
Okay.
When we're dealing with BC. So Elephantine is in Egypt. These people are they built a temple there, which they wasn't supposed to do outside of Babylon. They have Yahweh, but he has a wife, and they also worshiping their god in the same temples with Egyptian gods. Um, they're just doing a lot of shit.
Okay,
They
so
don't have, and they don't have, and they don't. Oh, another thing that's very important in this whole time frame. So they actually have like 100 years documenting these people in Elephantine, and in no time do they mention Moses, the laws, none of that, none of those
okay,
stories.
so who you saying the Elephantine was written by?
It's written
Not
by.
about.
So what it is actually they what they did is they translated a bunch of documents they found. That's what it is. So it's not really written by, like, it's translated by I think his name is Arthur Crowley. It's translated by him. But hold on, let me see if I can pull something up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to see where you're going
This
with
is
that because.
this is why I
Mhm.
let me see this the one. Nah, this ain't it. This shit's on. But the problem is they don't have any of these
Who don't? When you
any
say
of
they
those
don't, when you say they,
these
who you talking about?
Israelites. These Israelites living in Elberton. But they're
The,
communicating with the people in Jerusalem.
okay. Are you talking? Okay. Which Israel are you talking about? The Negroes in America who claiming who's accepting the
No,
fact that they.
this is in 500 BC, brother. This is way before anything in America.
Okay. So so this particular translator of this particular works that you're talking about, right? You taking his word over all the other documents just maybe just translated by other people who's saying that the Israelites are real.
No, the Israelites
Yep.
are real.
Yeah.
But the point is that there's this story of Moses and Abraham gets ushered in with the when the Greeks take over. Why the fuck I can't find this shit? When the Greeks
Okay,
take
well, I'm
over.
just I'm saying, why are you accepting that particular I don't know how we would say span of his of that person's perspective on history, not accepting that the, the information that other people are saying that the Israelites and Moses and all that is real. I mean, I'm saying you accept this to be true, but then when other documents is out saying something contrary to those documents that you feel is true, you don't accept that as the truth because you see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to see why you're doing that.
No, I get what you're saying, but so the point is what's missing from it. These are these people, they're living at the time when you think they would be talking about Moses or the laws. There's no mention of it. There's no Torah, not even a oral one. There's no written one at this time when there should be. Do you understand that? But these are Israelites.
Okay,
They're
but you're saying
worshiping
there's
the
no.
same God.
I get you. You're saying it's no written history on Moses from that particular historical uh, interpretation of historical accounts.
Yeah, these people who are also in touch with other Israelites. So they're not
Yeah,
just
but
like some isolated people.
so the people that you're talking about right now, they're not Israelites.
No, they are Israelites.
Which ones?
Why the fuck? The people in
You talking?
Elephantine, brother. The people in
Okay, right.
Elephantine.
The Elephantine. You saying that they didn't mention Moses?
No.
Okay, so what about the other information around that same time that you gathering that you're getting this information that where they said that Moses is real?
Where? What information at that time? What information do you have in 500 BC that says that Moses is real? Yeah, I found it.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're not using the Torah or the Tanakh to prove that Moses is real. You're going, I guess I don't know what they call that, secular information or.
No, this is primary because these are actual writings of the people who you are saying
But
that
how do
y'all
you?
come
But how
from.
do I? But how do I know that those are Israelites that you're talking about? I never read what you're talking about, but I'm trying to. So since you're saying that that's Israelites that wrote that, how do I know those are Israelites that wrote that? And then how do I even know that those
All right, so
Israelites?
they're writing in Aramaic, right? They're talking about they're calling themselves Israelites. So I don't know what to tell you, brother. Like this is this is
Okay.
this
Well,
is
I
part
mean,
of
this.
Jewish literature.
Okay, but there's people that call themselves South Africans, or they might call themselves whatever. That don't mean that that's who they are. There's
Well,
identity
it says
thefts going on. Identity.
breaking
So,
up.
did you hear what I just said? I said what I just said is that identity theft goes on, has been going on for millenniums. So, who's to say that this particular person who's claiming to be an Israelite is a real Israelite? How do we know he's not an imposter trying to impersonate a real Israelite and give out
Bro,
propaganda? You see what I'm
why
saying?
would they be doing that? No, but why? Why would
Well,
they?
why?
This ain't
I
no
mean, but
propaganda.
that's like
This
asking
was
me a
a
question.
site.
Why the? Hold on, Bolivia.
This was
That's
a
like
site
asking me
that
a
was
question.
excavated.
Well, that's like asking me why do
Go
people steal, man? You got it. I don't. I mean, I know it's stupid, but people do it. Why do people steal? I mean, I don't know. Why do people steal people's identity? I don't know. They feel like they got an edge on life when they do that, I guess. You see what I'm saying? So I can't just go
So
along with
look,
that over I
let me
can't
just
go
say.
along with that over the Tanakh. That'd be like absurd.
All right, check it out. It says the Elephantine Papyri and the ostrich consists of thousands of documents from the Egyptian border fortress of Elephantine and Aswan, which yielded hundreds of papyri and ostraca in hieratic and demonic Egyptian, Aramaic, Koine Greek, Latin, and Coptic, spanning 100 years in the 5th to 4th centuries BCE. The documents include letters and legal contracts from family and other archives and are thus an invaluable source of knowledge for scholars of varied disciplines such as whatever that is, law, society, religion, language, right? Right. So the number of Aramaic papyri documented the Jewish community among soldiers stationed at Elephantine under Ashkenazi rule, 495 to 399 BC. The so-called Passover letter, they even celebrating Passover, of 419 BC, discovered in 1907, which appears to give instructions for the observant of the festivals of unleavened bread, though Passover itself is not mentioned in the extant text. It is in the Egyptian Museum, Berlin.
Okay,
But this is
but then can I make a comment on that? Now you can't mention a person can't mention Passover and unleavened bread if they're an Israelite, if they're a real Israelite, and not actually include Moses, because Moses is the one that brought that information to. So how are you gonna so something is not right with those documents or those people who's claiming to be Israelites?
what's
You see what I'm
not
saying?
right is the religion, and it has no historical anything. So let me read this real quick. This is what I want to point out. What precisely constitutes a Kohen at Elephantine does not appear. One of the prerogatives we might suppose would be to possess the law of Moses and to administer it. Yet there is no hint of its existence. We should accept that in the 30 they would say offer sacrifice according to our law, and that in other places they would make some allusion to it, but there is none. So far as we learn from these texts, Moses might never had existed. There might have been no bondage in Egypt, no exodus, no monarchy, no prophets. There was no mention of other tribes and no claim to any heritage in the land
Not a
of Judah.
coincidence. That says might.
Among the numerous
That's not.
names of the
That's
colony,
not.
listen, hold on, check it out. I'm about to be done. Just this paragraph. Among the numerous names of colonists, Abraham, Joseph, Moses, Samuel, David, so common in later times, never occur, nor in Nehemiah, nor any other name derived from their past history as recorded in the Pentateuch in early literature. It is almost incredible, but it is true. They don't even have the names of the people, brother.
Man,
This
are
is what
you
I'm trying to
serious?
tell you.
That guy said, first of all, he used the word might not. So he's like writing about his own personal opinion. It's just like the people today, they don't believe or accept the fact that the God of Israel is true. So they say he's not true. And then they come up with all kind of logical
So
or
can I?
illogical reasons to formulate their ideology, and then they write it down. These
So
guys
can I?
these guys sound like unbelievers who didn't accept the truth or the laws that was given to Moses, and so they're saying, oh, he wasn't real. We don't think he was real. That's all they doing. What is that? That ain't no
So
serious
let me
document
ask you
right
this
there, man.
question. Do you understand why he's saying he might not never existed? Do you understand why?
Yeah, because he
So
don't
why
accept,
is he saying that?
because it's like a minute, like you just said. You don't. It's people. Anybody who don't believe in the God of Israel will say he never existed. Will say those people that's mentioned in the Tanakh never existed. They do it all the time. I got
See,
friends who
look,
do.
this again, this is what I'm saying. Everybody just seems to be taking shit out of context. The reason he is saying that they don't believe that these things ever existed is because there is no mention of it. They have 100 years of these people who are Israelites, and there's no mention of these things that are so important to being Jewish.
That's not
They don't even
true.
have the name. No, listen, hold on, bro. Do you understand? They don't have the name
Who don't have the names?
at a
Those
time.
guys? Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Those
the
guys
people
don't have the.
living there. Yeah, the people living
Okay,
there. Yes.
those guys may not have the names, but that don't mean the names ain't there.
Look, they don't even like that. They don't even
I can't rely. So you
deal
so
with the
this is what
Sabbath,
I'm
bro.
saying.
Like,
But not a coincidence. You want me to accept what these guys are saying in this particular
no,
book,
no.
but you
But
don't want
look,
me to
this is what
accept
I'm
what the
saying.
guys
This is
say
what you
in the
need to
Tanakh.
accept.
That's what you want me to
This is
do. That's what you
all
want
right.
me to
Check
do.
this out. Let's put this on the timeline. Right now, the oldest thing that you could probably say that's biblical that you could find is the Septuagint. That's the oldest thing that you could refer to. Nothing else really says anything biblical, or nothing that no Moses or nothing is mentioned until the Septuagint. I'm showing you something. You probably never seen anything past the Septuagint. I'm showing you
Okay,
something from these people
first of all, that's not the
before
truth
the
either.
Septuagint. Hold on, check it out. I'm showing you something to these people before the Septuagint. Before these Greeks come in, the Ptolemies come in and take hold of these indigenous peoples. Well, there was some invaders before that, but and take hold of what these people are doing. They
Okay,
create something. That's the point you're missing. So,
no,
do
no,
you have something older than the Septuagint?
first of all, you got to understand. First of all, just because you don't have access to something older than the Septuagint, or the most people who on this earth who don't have access to that, don't mean that that stuff does not exist, man. Come on, get
No,
for real.
absence of evidence does not mean that. I get that, but I'm asking you. Sometimes I just want to know, what are you basing your stuff on?
Well, no,
If it's
I'm not gonna
belief,
lie.
listen,
I
check it
don't.
out. If it's belief, I'm cool with that, bro. I said that already. If you just want to believe, I ain't gonna argue your belief.
No, it's not just based upon belief. It's based upon things that you read about and you see those things
Okay,
in manifestation in this day and time.
so show me
So
something
so
older
so so
than
every and everything and
geographic
everything
mentions
is
in it.
hold, and let me just say this, and everything is about everything is dealing with when you're reading something and you did is dealing with some type of form of faith or belief anyway, in some type of way. You can't get away from that. You can't get away from faith and belief. Nobody
No,
can.
bro. See, that's what I'm saying. This thing could not be true, right? What we're reading, let's just think about it. It could not be true, but at least I have something to refer to, right?
I do too, though.
What are you referring to?
I got
That's
the Tanakh.
older, but
It
this was
doesn't. It
so.
doesn't. I
So
don't.
look,
It doesn't matter
so to
whether
me
it's
that
older or
matters.
not.
To me that matters. Yo, look, hold on real quick. I am Lucky. What's good, Lucky?
What's good, fam? I'm on the ones and twos. I'm watching Godfather right now. I'm just watching the build at the same time.
Copy, copy. All right, Andy, what's good?
Oh, things are going well. I just want to let you know my internet's not that good.
Damn, everybody having problems with the internet today. It must be
Yeah.
raining where y'all at.
Yeah, this shit went right out.
But yeah,
Oh, it's the
I
heat
am.
waves, man. It's the heat waves, you know. The Californian heat waves just sucks, you know.
Ain't no heat out here. Well, I am.
Yeah, no. I mean, I hear what you're saying, man. But not a coincidence. I mean, you got some good information on your show, man. I just, you know, I mean, a lot of us can't even prove that, about our, great grandmother, but she still existed. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us don't even got paperwork on stuff like that. But some of us do. A lot of us don't. That don't mean she not. She didn't write anything down and stuff like that. So I
but
mean,
see, look, we gotta understand. So in that case, what are we basing this on? We basing that on our existence. We couldn't be here without somebody else. So those are
okay.
facts.
So
Look,
this,
those are facts. Those
I
are
got you. So
facts,
watch
right?
this. So just use that same analogy. So my existence being here is proof to me that I'm an Israelite. Because when I read the text of the Tanakh, it talks about and describes a people, what they will be going through, what they were going to be dealing with, and then depending on what they do, would determine a future. So I'm a living so-called artifact to that, and the people and my people are. So I mean, we saying the same thing. You're just gonna just knock off what I experienced, what we experiencing on here in America and around the world, and say we're not the Israelites just because you don't believe we are.
See, look. So in that case, see, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole. So in that case, are you
No, no,
saying
no, not a coincidence. What
because
it is,
of
but I'm gonna say this though. I just want to say this too, right quick, since you're saying it. I mean, I like the fact that you're dealing with the Aboriginals, but I think the Aboriginals is off on a lot of stuff. But one thing that they might have right is it might have been some Africans to come over here, but before I mean way before Columbus and them. Um, so in that sense, they would be correct that they were here first, possibly before anybody else. So I don't see the problem with that.
because they're not gonna accept that. They wouldn't accept that. I would accept that. I mean, this is how I
You
would
do
put it.
accept it. Okay, cool,
Listen,
cool,
this is how
cool.
I would put it. I believe that Africans had the capabilities of making it to America before Columbus. Yes, I do. Now, when it comes to the evidence, do we have much? No.
Okay.
That's just the
They
truth.
wasn't trading. They wasn't trading with
I mean, no.
people.
Look what I'm saying. As far as the evidence, we don't have any yet. But you got to also understand that they're not doing all this they're not doing all this work in South America and in West Africa to look at these people history and stuff. Like these people
still coming out of colonization not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? Most of these people wasn't enslaved like in these
Wouldn't it be
areas a
smart
long
to
time.
just ask Africans? Did they come over here? What about the African historians? What do they say? See that I would say ask them. Hey man, did y'all ever make it to the Americas thousands of years ago? What y'all do? Did y'all trade?
I
What y'all
mean,
do?
this is only from what I've seen, and I don't know everything. I can just talk about what I know. What I've seen was a story from Abukari II, where he sent out some ships, a couple ships. They went out. One came back. So they sucked in a hole in the water. So, you know, it's probably a whirlpool. And then they say they sent out like 2,000 more ships, and they're on West Africa. They can only go west. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a story of them saying they left. We don't see anything over there, like in America, of them making it there or even
So
if
what
it
is it?
really happened.
So what's your understanding about the
Hold
Olmecs?
on 1 second. So hold on. So not a coincidence. You familiar with the story of Bayana, right?
Bayana?
I think that's how you say the name. It was like the African king. Yeah, he came over in like the 1500s. I think he had got caught in the slave trade, right? And I want to say that in that story, like in that whole thing, they had another account of like a black king in the forest of Colombia. So like it was like an unmarked territory or whatever. So it's not just that one. Like I had looked into the story, like the black, because they called the nigga like the Black King of Colombia, some shit like that. That's what they calling
Yeah.
it now. But like what they was calling it back then was some other shit. So I've been trying to look into this, and they then gave me a couple different accounts, like between Balboa and I forgot the other guy's name. I'm trying to look for it right now. I got a bunch of links. But yeah, they got some
Nah,
accounts of
no. I definitely
so-called
heard of.
so-called black skinned people in Colombia and in Panama when they showed up.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing where it gets tricky at. So we know there's dark skinned people in the area. I'm not denying that. But are they the same as us? You know, everybody dark skin ain't the same.
Yeah, that's the magical question.
You
And see,
know,
the only
so
thing
yeah,
I was what even made me my ears perk up was that the natives had distinguished them. Like the native was the one who was telling Balboa, I think, and he had made the distinguishing between the two people. So I'm the type of nigga say, like you said, you supposed to prove that. So it's evidence. We gotta find more evidence, but it's evidence of
yeah,
Africans coming over here. But we also had to prove the evidence of you linking them to that African. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like if you ask me what I believe, yeah, I believe they could have made it over here. If you ask me to prove it, I wouldn't be able to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now it gets hard.
That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's when it get hard. So that's my belief. I think they can. Sure. We entitled to some beliefs, right?
Yeah, and it's good. Like we gotta, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta preface that though, because sometimes ain't nothing wrong with telling nigga what you believe, but it's when your belief is taking your analytical brain and then now we got a problem.
Exactly.
Okay, so not a coincidence. You're dealing with belief. The stuff that you were just reading about this Israelite stuff, that's a belief. You going on their word. You wasn't there.
That's
You
not a
didn't write it.
belief.
That is a
See, we
belief.
can't
When
do
I'm
that
saying that
because
you don't know if that information is accurate or not.
no,
That's
I
what
can
I'm
tell
saying.
you
I'm
why.
not saying the
I can tell
information.
you why.
Hold on, wait a
I
minute.
can
I'm
tell
not
you
saying it
why I
wasn't
know.
written. I'm not saying. Listen. I'm not saying it wasn't written down. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it wasn't carved in some stone. But that don't necessarily mean it's the truth.
No, but this is what I'm saying. So this is what we missing, bro. Is so when it comes to these things, other people get to look at it. It's in the museum, and everybody can see that they're not mentioning Moses, brother. They're
I
not
just said
mentioning the laws.
right. I'm not saying that that's what the statement they made, that they didn't make those statements, but that don't mean that Moses did not exist because because they're saying that he didn't exist or because they didn't mention it. That's what I'm saying. They're not the end all be all. or the final analysis of what's true and what's not true. That those particular people you're reading about.
Yeah, but we got to deal with the now, though, brother, because right
Okay.
now, as it goes, when it comes to these biblical writings, like I asked you, what's older than the Septuagint? The
I mean, that's older.
Septuagint
That's
we
to me
know
the
is
the
made by.
Septuagint. Okay, but the Septuagint is old enough. That's pretty old. That's over 2,000 years old, man.
Yeah, but the religion is supposed to go back 4, 5, 6 now. Oh, however, when so when is Abraham? He's in the 2000s.
Right, but
So
this
the
that's why.
religion. So look, check it out. The religion is supposed to be 4,500 years old or some shit. But the
Yeah, I ain't
writing is
getting
only
mad at you. I'm not
2,000
mad
years
at you. I'm
old.
not mad at the fact because you bring some serious information. What I'm saying is that I think that what you're saying needs to be challenged though, and you know, and it was and what what I'm saying is that just because you don't or have not been exposed or don't feel like you've been exposed or have not seen information that dates back older than the Septuagint, aka the so-called Hebrew the Tanakh or the Torah, that don't mean it don't exist. Because you remember you saying they finding stuff. Well, you didn't say it, but other people said they finding things every day.
Yeah.
You see
But
what I'm
we have to
saying?
go with what we know now. What we know now, when we get to the people who you say are Israelites, when we get to them, and we get to them before the Greeks make the Septuagint, and the Greeks are white people. Before they do that, they don't talk about nothing y'all are talking about. That's
I
the
get
whole
you.
point of this.
But what I'm saying is that, that's predict. Well, that's like if you look at this the Tanakh story, Israel would lose its heritage, right? The real Israelites would lose their heritage. So of course, if somebody's trying to cause their name not to be remembered or the people not to be known among the earth in the earth anymore, then yeah, you're gonna have a group of people who say, "Man, these people never existed. They wasn't real." So you gotta compare what you're talking about and look at this what the storyline is in the Tanakh and see do that really make sense of what them people saying right there? Because yeah, if you got enemies, they want to like say you never existed before and take your inheritance and take everything you got.
Yeah, but that's not what they're doing. They're saying the Israelites existed. They're not saying they
How
didn't
can
exist. They're
Israelites
just
exist and
saying,
Moses? But this is what I'm saying. How can Israelites exist and Moses didn't exist? It goes hand in hand.
because it doesn't come from that. That's why it really
Okay.
doesn't. But yo, let's we can come
I,
back to
I
that
mean,
in a
it's
little
just funny
while.
though. They do kind of, but they go hand in hand. I'm laughing.
I
That go
get what
hand in
you're
hand. You
saying,
know.
but that's because that's how the story was told to you. But when we
But
look at the
do you see what I'm
history,
saying? So
it's not
somebody's
there.
playing deception. Somebody's playing games,
Yeah, the
right? That means
Bible, the Bible,
no,
the Bible.
not the well, the Bible may be, but the Tanakh is not playing games. Those people
Yeah,
who
I'm gonna
you
play
read
this
about, they
video.
playing games, man. I'm serious.
Let me
You
show
can't be
you
Israelites.
how.
You can't be. This is what I'm saying. You can't be an Israelite and then not, and then there's no Moses. So somebody's playing games.
I hear you. We can talk about that in a little bit. Let me play this video real quick.
No doubt.
The Hawk School, and we're gonna see if we can find some things being taken out of context.
This is an essay here. Sam Hasselby is a historian and senior editor at Aeon. He was a junior fellow at the Harvard Society of Fellows and a faculty member at the American University of Beirut and the American University of Cairo. His book, The Origins of the American Religious Nationalism, came out in paperback 2016, and he has been widely reviewed.
First of all, let me say this real quick. The picture that he's showing up here of this guy, Omar Ibn Said. Let's see. If we can go back. This man is he wrote a book. He documents his life. Damn, I can't find it. He documents his life. He writes it in Arabic, and he specifically says he was stolen by some Africans and sold to some white Christians and sent to America. So I don't even just him showing this source is crazy. But let me Go back, play this real quick.
It says the first words to pass between Europeans and Americans, one-sided and confusing as they must have been, were in the sacred language of Islam.
Because you're going to smell my cologne. Intimidate on some ball number 9, because I do not play.
That's the same song I
Yes,
was.
tabernacle, sanctuary, because we keep God first in everything we do.
Christopher Columbus had hoped to sail to Asia and had prepared to communicate at its great courts in one of the major languages of Eurasian commerce. So when Columbus's interpreter, a Spanish Jew, spoke to the Taino of Espanol, he did so in Arabic.
The birds of prey are the owls, the vultures, the eagles, and the hawks. Hawks and vultures are often seen soaring majestically high in the sky.
Hold on, let me pause that. I almost let that skip
don't see
over.
how-
So that is not true. He try to portray like they were speaking Arabic. So it says not just the language of Islam, but the religion itself likely arrived in 1492. So not just the language and the religion. All right.
See all these stripes on me?
It's the Spirit of God. See, the Spirit of God is omnipotent, and it works on you. It'll work on your ass, and I can be far, far away.
Moors, African and Arab Muslims had conquered much of the Iberian Peninsula in 711, establishing a Muslim culture that lasted nearly 8 centuries. By early 1492, the Spanish monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella completed the Reconquista, defeating the last of the Muslim kingdoms, Grenada. By the end of the century, the Inquisition, which had begun a century earlier, had coerced between 300,000 and 800,000 Muslims and probably at least 70,000 Jews to convert to Christianity. Spanish Catholics often suspected these Moriscos or conversos of practicing Islam or Judaism in secret. And the Inquisition pursued and persecuted them. Some almost certainly sailed in Columbus's crew, carrying Islam in their hearts and minds. 8 centuries of Muslim rule left a deep cultural legacy on Spain, one evident in clear and sometimes surprising ways during the Spanish conquest of the Americas. Bernal Diaz del Castillo, the chronicler of Hernan Cortez's conquest of Mesoamerica, admired the costumes of native women dancers by writing, "Muy bien vestidas a su manera aquí pasean moriscos," or very well dressed in their own way and seemed like Moorish women. Oh, but here's the kicker. The Spanish routinely use mezquita, Spanish for mosque, to refer to Native American religious sites.
He be taking forever. Like, what the hell is he doing?
Traveling through Anahuac, today's Texas and Mexico, Cortez reported that he saw more than 400 miles.
That's Central and Iowa. Because you're going to smell my cologne. Intimate Yaki or the bar number 9, because I do not play. That's Central and Iowa. Tabernacle Sanctuary, because we keep God first in everything we do.
Islam served as a kind of blueprint or algorithm for the Spanish in the New World. As they encountered people and things new to them, they turned to Islam and tried to understand what they were seeing, what was happening. Even the name California might have some Arabic lineage. The Spanish gave the name in 1535, taking it from the deeds of Esplandian 1510, a romance novel popular with the conquistadors.
Because you're going to smell my cologne. Intimate Yaki or the bar number 9, because I do not play. That's Central and Iowa. Tabernacle Sanctuary, because we keep God first in everything we do.
It was a romance novel popular with conquistadors. The novel features a rich island, California, ruled by black Amazonians and their queen, Califia. The deeds of Esplandian had been published in Seville, a city that had for centuries been part of the Umayyad Caliphate. Khalifa, California. Across the Western Hemisphere, whenever they arrived at the new lands or encountered native peoples, Spanish conquistadors read the requirimentio, a stylized legal pronouncement. In essence, it announced a new state of society, offering Native Americans the chance to convert to Christianity and submit to Spanish rule or else bear responsibility for all the deaths and losses that will follow. A formal and public announcement of the intent to conquer, including an offer to the faithless of a chance to submit and become believers, is the first formal requirements of jihad. Following centuries of war with the Muslims, the Spanish had adopted this practice, Christianized it, called it the requirimentio, and took it to America.
Because you're going to smell my cologne. Intimate Yaki or the bar number 9, because I do not play. That's Central.
Largely written it wrong. These are not mausoleums or reliquaries. I said has made it harder to see clear answers to important questions about who belongs, who is American, by what criteria, and who gets to decide.
Damn, I should have found the part I wanted. But the point is, we gonna go to the article. The point is, he's trying to portray like there's some Islam or Muslims come from always been in America.
Yeah.
Like right here, and I'm just gonna point out a couple things real quick, and then we're gonna move on. But right here it says not just the language of Islam, but the religion itself likely arrived in 1492. So they're telling you it started there. So him trying to portray like Aboriginals or some kind of they was Muslims back then is crazy.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they're not talking about him. Says, but I was trying to find this part. This is why I should have started that. But it says by 1503 we know that the Muslims themselves from West Africa were in the New World. From West Africa. So I don't know why he would play this on the Aboriginal channel blows me, but I don't know.
Yeah. I just want to say about this Hawks guy, guy. Hawk School, whatever the hell his name is. This guy is no professor, and he sure as hell doesn't run no damn school. Basically, that's all I have to say. And also, that guy can kiss my ass, though. To be honest, but continue.
Yeah, that's really good. I am. Where you at?
Yeah, what's going on?
So yeah, I messed up on the video. I should have played it at when he started at this part. But he basically just tries to, I don't know if y'all ever talked to him, but he tries to act like the American Indians was Muslim, which is weird to me. I don't know.
We were never Muslim. We never practiced Islam in our entire lives until the white man showed up. Never. There are some Indians that are Muslim and stuff in Mexico, though. I don't know if you're familiar with Chiapas, but they practice some form of Islam and
But
stuff
they
like that.
became that was after colonization, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find something else. I wanted the apples to stay. They run off. They talking about the internet. Everybody else act like they scared to come holler at me.
Yeah.
If Lucky come back, I got some DNA shit I wanted to show him.
Yeah.
I can wait and see if he come back.
Hey, not a coincidence. Do you have Discord?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have a server?
A server. I mean, I just go in there from my phone.
I'll give you a server though. I have an extra server. I just want to get rid of it.
I don't even know what that is. What is it?
I'm gonna transfer, dude. I'm gonna send you the link and then I'm gonna transfer ownership to you. Hold on. And we can hang out and talk there.
Yeah, Lucky, I need that, man. I need that. Word, I need that. Oh, all right.
Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna give you the link.
Let me see. So yeah, like one thing I always ask these
Okay.
Aboriginals
Here's
is
here's the link to the server. I have an extra server, but I want to get rid of it. I'm giving up ownership to you.
all right. I'm gonna check it later.
Yeah. I have 2 Discord servers though, but I wanted to get rid of I want to give it to you since, you're my favorite content creator and stuff.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
I support you, man. I really do. You said you're like Surinamese, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah. You might have heard me say on the DNA test I had cousins that was in Suriname.
Suriname.
I'm from New York.
You're from New York.
Yeah.
I'm from California. And stuff, Yeah. I have a second Discord server though. I actually kind of bought it from some people though. Some raunchy ass people, if you know what I mean. But I got rid of the pornography over there. I got rid of it.
No, we can't do
It was a while ago. Yeah, but it was a while ago. It's not there no more. But I deleted all of the shit over there. But I cleaned it out. stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is a good website for genealogy. You know, it says it's VirginiaHistory.org. Unknown no longer. Virginia Untold. And they have a good database on records that you can find like outside of census records. Like you got bills of sales, certificates of importation. I found my people's on the cohabiting registration. This is where they made colored people, you know, black people register as husband and wives. There's a lot of information on those things, you know. You got deeds, a bunch of shit. Runaway slave records. You know. But a lot of people's ancestors are hidden in these records that they're just not looking for. Because for one, they
That's
think
interesting.
they're not in there. So you got
Yeah.
petitions to remain. So some people who got free in certain slave states, because they was black and free, they had to leave because they didn't want free black people there. So imagine you get free, but you still got family there. You don't want to leave. You never been nowhere else. So you actually, you know, fill out a petition to stay in that and said state. You know, sometimes referred to as applications to remain. These records are applications that formerly enslaved individuals submitted to state and local courts for permission to remain in Virginia with their free status. The Virginia General Assembly passed a law stating that all formerly enslaved people freed after the 1st of May, 1806, who remained in Virginia more than 12 months could be put on trial by the state. Individuals who wished to remain in the Commonwealth were to petition the state legislature. In 1816, a new act of assembly gave the local courts power to grant permission to remain. These documents in these cases will include the names of the petitioner, the circumstances of free status, and the request to remain in the county. Individuals needed to prove that they had in fact been emancipated. Therefore, application packets might also include supporting documents such as formerly enslaved persons registered, a copy of a will or deed of emancipation, or witness statements known as affidavits. But you know, so these are primaries, and the apples that say, "Oh, these shits is made up," right? Which is ridiculous. But you know,
What part of New York are you from?
I'm in Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Italian mafia over there?
The Italian mafia. No,
No.
no. You hear them. They like ghosts. You never see them.
Yeah. Well, I know the Gambino family has territory over here in California.
So yeah. So this is the document. Let me see the transcript.
Peace, peace. I got a
Commonwealth with
question.
peace.
Yeah, I got a
Insurgent
question.
love.
I got a question, man. I haven't heard you in the beginning, but I just want to know what's your agenda or purpose of having your show? What are you seeking to achieve?
Well, the agenda is the reason I started coming around the Aboriginal community is because, you know, I'm a student of history, especially Black American history. I really got a passion for it. It's our story, you know what I'm saying? The good, the bad, and the ugly. And they're just, I've never seen a group of Black people just trying to tear that history down. And it's a shame to me. You know, our ancestors did a lot of great work to overcome the things that came put upon them.
And that's really it. That's really the basics of it. You know, they
Okay.
lie about history to that.
So when you say you deep into African American history, that's cool. That's cool. We shouldn't tear it down. I mean, what happened, good or the bad, right? I got that. I would have to agree as well if I had to just, put my sense, my point in. But if we really serious about African American, I mean, if you serious about being a historian of African American history, why African American? Is that a race? Is that a nationality, or is that a number of different types of tribes or of Africans? Because African
I
is a
would say,
continent, man. So like,
So yeah, so that's a good question. I mean, it's a good question because a lot of people get it confused. But what it is so us being of African descent, our ancestors understood that we was different ethnic groups that came here and mixed together. So it's a simple question, right? What do you call you got an Igbo and you got an Ashanti. They come together and have a child in South Carolina. What do you call that child? You call them an African American. That child has 2 tribes in them, meets another one that has 3, 4 tribes in them. They mix along with the mixture of white people
I think
and the
that
Native American.
okay.
So that we understand that we're different. Like we're not. You understand what I'm saying?
So
yeah.
I'm gonna go with that
Uh,
logic. I'm gonna go with that logic.
I,
So all the different black people in America are of different pop is most what some Sunny tribes, but there's different tribes, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Fro-
I can understand what
From
he's
the kind
saying.
of okay, so Africans don't call themselves the same people. Why would black people in America do that?
Because we call so. If you ask an African, that they'll call themselves African, but then they'll get down to their tribe. And I can show you this. Now you're asking great. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just show you because Thomas 14, he can tell you better than I can, right? So it's the only right name for us, because with so many different mixtures that was created here in America.
See, but that's confusion. That's that's one reason why I ride with the Tanakh or the old so-called old covenant, because ever since the nation of Israel, you the seed of your father. So when you say mixture, you like, how you gonna be 2 nationalities at the same time? I know you can be.
See, look, I think you're confusing nationality with ethnicity.
Okay, so how are you using the word ethnicity? So I don't want to be confused.
Ethnicity is just these different cultural groups. Like you have Igbo, you have Yoruba. Now look, you have Igbo, you have Yoruba.
I got you. So yeah, we are of different ethnicities, but we can't be of different. You either a nationality or this or you're that. You can't be like both.
Well,
Man.
our nationality is American.
Well,
Our
okay. What I'm
culture
saying is with the Israelite.
and
What I'm saying with the Israelite,
descendancy is
you the seed of your father, right? With the Israelite, you the seed of your father. All right. So even if your mom is a Chinese, if your father is an Israelite, the child is still an Israelite. But the ethnicity is also Chinese, though. Okay, I understand that. It would be a mixture of the two. It's possible it can be a mixture of, unless the father is like, we only dealing with my culture or something like that. So that's confusion. That's the problem with black people in America. I think they wrapped up in a lot of confusion.
Well, it's not. It's not. I think that you're trying to make it a confusion.
I mean, it is
It's really
confusion because
not.
we think
So,
everybody is the same, or we think everybody is
no,
like.
we don't. No, we don't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We know we're not the same. We're not the same as an Igbo. Why? Because we also are mixed with Guyanese and with people from Ghana and Congo. That they don't have that mixture. They don't have that mixture of these different West Africans that took place on the continent of Africa. No, it took place in America. right? We have a different language. Or you might find some African things in our culture, but it's different, right? So this is from Thomas
Okay.
Fortune,
Okay.
right? This is from 1906. It says Europe. Ask him further from what country in Europe, and he will name the country of his birth. Ask an African newly arrived in the United States where he come from, and he will hesitantly answer Africa. Unhesitantly answer Africa. Ask him further what part of Africa, and he will name one of the geographical subdivisions. If you are still unsatisfied and want to know what race he belongs to, he will tell you to one of the tribal subdivisions, as he has and knows no political subdivision, a Bay, a Zulu, a Dahomey race. In short, he will tell you that he is an African from this or that tribe. It is the same way a European, the Asiatic, and the American as with the African. They have a geographical and political relation to the country of their origin. And outside of their country, they are referred to by their geographical rather than their political relation. This rule is universally applied to the inhabitants of all of the continent except that of Africa. My contention is that it should also apply to them when they are racially classified because there is no reason I have seen advance why they should not be. It is by this process of reasoning that I have come to adopt the term Afro-American as the only proper race designation of the people of African origin in the United States. The term has found an abating place in all dictionaries and much of the latter literature of the United States. I did not originate the term. If I did force it into popular acception, it was the first used, as far as I have been able to discover, by Halen in speaking of the Afro-Assyrians. It was first used in this country, I believe, by Mr. E.J. Waring in a newspaper published by him many years ago at Columbus, Ohio. It is not, therefore, in hybrid out of the newspaper gutter. It is philosophically inaccurate. Blame Halen. His shoulders are broad enough, a few feet broader in scholarship and reputation. I'm almost done. And then reputation than those of Dr. J.W.E. Bowen, who insists that he is a Negro in a deluge of words most difficultly to comprehend, and he has flung them in the census. Now is one of the isolated incidents in this history of mankind that a whole race of people inhabiting one geographical division of Earth have been and are classified as a race, not by the geographical political division, but by their physical qualities, by color, by hirsute texture, and by cranial and facial conformation. The term Negro, adopted from the Latin, has been used from primitive times and describe Black people of Africa as they all are or have been. And so used, it has been treated and quite properly as a common noun. It is impossible to get the writers in America, Europe, or Asia to treat it as a proper noun. They never will do it because it is not a term definitive of a race, affinities and unities, but a physical peculiar of a race, of which color is the visible and invariable index. No effort of Afro-American publicists will never be able to convert the term Negro into a proper noun because, well, he was wrong about that. Physical, logical, whatever, it is a common noun. This being the cause, and university in turn make it so with the scholars of all lands, how we are to accept it as a race designation, with the dignity which must attach to every race designation. Well, anyway, the point was when he was talking about it's proper to call these people of African origin. Where's the other part where he talks about them being mixed?
I'm curious, not a coincidence, are you a Pan-Africanist?
Yeah, in a sense. Let me read this one part. I'm done. Habitat, and blood mixture have produced a new race, approximating much nearer the American and the African type. And as years to come go, this will appear even more pronouncedly. Yeah, so I'm just talking about the mixtures and how we're new people and we're still of African descent. This is visible as no reinforcement of pure blood from Africa and are ceaselessly mixing blood with all the white races here with whom we live and are a part of whom we are. Yeah, so I believe in Pan-Africanism. I believe that it's an action. It's not an ethnicity. It's not a race of people. It's just simply that Black people, people of African descent, should work together. I believe in that.
What is the goals of Pan-Africanism?
The goals will get Black people to do business together and to get Black people to work together on a political front to change some laws and get things that way. So that would be the ultimate goal: financial and political gain.
Okay, what's their religion?
There is no religion. Pan-Africans are Christians, atheists, Muslims, all types of shit. Kemet.
Okay. How you gonna
You don't
be?
have to.
That's weird, man. That's just too
No,
much
look.
confusion for me.
No, it's not. No, look. Is leave your religion at home. You don't need to have a religion to be a Pan-African. All you need to think is, okay, I'm gonna buy Black, and you want to have Black candidates running in these offices. You want to have a Black sheriff. You want to have a Black judges. You want to have Black
Okay,
governors.
you talking about in America? You talking about in America?
In America, yes.
Yeah, Pan-Africanism don't make no sense in America.
Bro, did you hear anything I said? So it doesn't make sense to buy from other Black people. That doesn't make sense, especially in your neighborhood. That doesn't make sense.
Not in America.
Why?
Because Pan-Africanism only makes sense if you only around and dealing with Black people.
No, see, look, the world is much smaller. You could order stuff from people online, brother.
What I'm saying is that
what it's about is just listen. You have you can literally. I'm in New York. They have Jewish communities. They have Chinese communities where it's nothing but these people spending money with each other. They're practicing a pan-Jewisism. They're practicing pan-Chinesism. But for some reason, y'all think that's stupid for us to spend money with each other. That's
no,
crazy.
I didn't say no. We're not saying it's stupid to spend money with your people, but if you living in a society or community, most of us don't live in no community where it's just all Black. So that don't make no sense to just think that, oh, I'm just gonna buy Black and spend with Black. That's stupid because you don't even live in a community like that. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us don't live in no community like that.
Bro, you on the internet, so you can't order from Black vendors.
But then that don't make any sense because okay, so if you're on the internet, if you're on the internet, so now you're dealing with international stuff, national, international, and
No,
local.
you're not. All right, let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody that owns a business that's Black?
That's Black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My neighbor.
Yeah, right. You do? What
Yeah.
What is the business? What is the business?
Automotive.
So like fixing cars or selling cars? Mechanic?
Yeah, mechanic. And sell cars. And sell cars too.
Well, would you do business with him?
Not just because he's Black. No.
No. I'm not. I said, would you do business with him? I'm not saying to do anything because the person just because they're Black. That's stupid.
Well, yeah, I would do business with him. Of course, why not?
Okay, so that's it. I don't get it.
But I would do business with a Chinese person too if they got a car lot. It just depends.
Cool. But the concept of Pan-Africanism is to get you to think of dealing with your people first, just like they deal with their people first.
In America, it's not even financially.
It's very feasible. It's very feasible.
It makes no sense in America because you deal with people, period. It doesn't matter who it is.
Okay,
it
bro,
just
I'm not
depends on.
saying listen. I'm not saying you have to do everything Black. I'm saying if there is a Black option and it's just as good as the other option, why not? Why not get the money circulated in Black families before it goes to the white families? Because it's gonna go there eventually anyway.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. That's only
I
makes
don't
sense.
see what the pushback is.
I'm gonna show you. That concept only would make sense if you're living in a country where is all Black. It don't make no sense to try to do something like that in America because
Bro,
you
just
don't
give
live
an
just amongst
example.
black people.
Does that person that fix cars does he do a good job?
That's beside the point. Just to say
No,
yes.
that is the point. If he
No,
does a good job,
what I'm saying, let's just say yes.
okay. If it's yes, why not go to him than somebody else if he
Because
does a
it
good
makes no
job?
because that's not the reason why you should go to somebody because they're of the same race, man.
No, I just said
Unless
if he doesn't. Hold on, no, stop. See, you're taking what I'm saying out of context. I specifically said if he does a good job, why not go to him? And you turn around and say, "Well, I'm not just going to go to him because he's the same race." That's not what I said, bro. The question was, does he do a good job? If it's the
okay,
same,
you didn't ask me
why
a
not?
question. Okay, let me ask you a question. So, what if the guy next to him is Chinese and he's a mechanic and he does a good job? So, who should I go to?
You should go to your people first, just like the Chinese person is going to go to their people first.
Well, not all of them. Some of them will, but not all of them.
Okay. I don't know
So
what America
so
you're
now what?
living in. So what Chinese people you see running the black businesses? For real. What white people do you see running the black businesses? Like we run to their business. I'm just saying, let's even it out. Why we can't get it circulated in our community? Like, I don't know what the pushback is.
You can't do that. You can't do that, and you can't do nothing like that unless you are living in an environment
Well,
where
listen, let me tell
it's
you
all
this. When I
black people.
played, check this out. When I played PAL football when I was real young, the one thing that I always remember, I'm always gonna remember this the rest of my life. A man should never have can't in his vocabulary. You keep telling me what I can't do. I don't hear that shit, bro.
No, I ain't talking about. I'm
You
not
don't
saying
have
you,
to.
man.
No.
I'm
Listen,
not
no.
saying
I'm just
you.
saying.
I'm saying.
No,
I'm saying.
I'm talking about all of us. I'm talking about all
Okay,
of
so
us.
watch
Listen,
this.
you
So
don't
watch
have
this. Let
to.
me tell you
Being
something.
African, listen.
No, I'm gonna tell you how stupid that
an
is. I'm gonna
African.
tell you how stupid. I'm gonna tell you how stupid that is. Say you live in a community. You like, let's just say you maybe 5 black people, maybe 5 black families or whatever, is in that community, but the rest is like Spanish and white or Caucasian, right? And so you open up a business, right? A restaurant, right? Now, how you gonna survive off of just 5 families? And you want the white man to support his business, his white people first. The Caucasians support the Caucasian businesses first, not you, because you got a restaurant. No, that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying,
No,
man.
that's not what I'm saying.
Yes, it
Because
is.
I no, because I literally said, listen, I'm not talking about everything. I'm just talking about where you can. Some things you can't get from black people. I understand that, brother. I don't
So when
know.
I'm okay, so did you hear my
I
analogy?
don't know
I'm
what you're
saying
talking
you
about.
open up a restaurant in a predominantly white environment.
Yeah.
How are you
Okay.
going to make any money if they're going to just only deal with their own kind, and your people deal with your own kind, and there's only 5 of y'all in that city? But it's let's say let's just say it's 20,000 people in that city. That's a small number, but
You're
it's only like
creating a
maybe
dilemma.
like just to
Listen,
say it's only
who
100 of
said?
y'all.
Well, stop.
Come on.
Stop. But check this out. So let's say it's a sneaker store, right? Let's say it's a sneaker store, right? So you got the sneaker store. Who said the white people can't come buy sneakers from you? Well, like, why? How does that? So, Pana,
They
you
shouldn't.
think because
With your ideology, they should go to the white man and buy his stuff first.
they do
So
that
you'll
already,
never.
though,
So if they do that, so I'm saying if they did that with your ideology, you Negroes will never make no money.
bro? That's not what it's about. Who's telling them? Listen, you trying to flip the shit. So it's not about that. Oh, everybody's supposed to stick. It's not. Has nothing to do with being separate. Has nothing to do with being separate. What it is if you have a good option that's just as good as everything else, and this person happens to be black, why not spend it with them? That's it. Not saying you have to. This is an example of
Okay,
being a Pan
what?
African.
So
That's
what I'm
just
saying is
it,
that.
bro. I don't know
But
where
what
you
you
trying to take it.
no, what I'm saying is, but down in coincidence, if you apply that across the board, so if the Chinese,
They
you got the
do it
Chinese.
already. That's why
Hold on.
most black businesses fail in the first year. They do it already. And the problem is that we don't support our own. So we just add to it. They do that
That's not that
already, brother.
they.
They do it
That's not.
already. It is true.
That's not why. Okay. Well, anyway, so let me say this. So you got Chinese, you got Asian, you got Caucasian, black, right? So if everybody just support their own people, then there's no so there's no need for the Chinese man to come to the black man. There's no need for the black man to go to the Chinese man.
There's nothing
So,
wrong with that.
but
They
that's
what
not
it
how
but
America. But that's not
they
how
need a
America.
business.
But America is not made like that.
Look, look, you're trying to give an analogy where it's everything and always. No, life doesn't work like that. I don't know why you're even trying to do that. That doesn't even make sense how you're trying to do it. That's not life, bro. So
No,
we're working.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That thing
We're
that you're
working
talking
off a
about,
hypothetical that could never be
it'll
true. No,
it'll
no,
work
no,
in
no.
it'll work in an all it'll work in a dominated black environment. Yeah, that'll work then
Yeah,
because
well,
you
guess
really
what?
don't
A
have no
lot of
you won't
black
have no
people.
because guess what? You wouldn't have no other choice. Oh, not even
A
a
lot
coincidence.
of black people live in black neighborhoods. So maybe you don't.
No, what I'm saying. So what I'm
So
saying is that would work. Then you can't help but go to black people in the neighborhood if everybody in your environment is all black and
okay, but
all the
most
stores is
black
black.
people live in black neighborhoods, brother. So I don't even
But
know. Like, there's
but watch
not.
this. But
There,
watch
there
this.
isn't
But
a
I'm
listen. There isn't a majority of black people that are living in these white communities just sprinkled around. It doesn't work like it's not.
But I'm gonna
That's
show
not
you
how it
something. I'm
works.
gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something even better though. So now you got a predominantly black community, but they don't own the business. So what if the white man was like that? Oh, you ain't white. I ain't gonna lease this building to you, or lease this house to you, or rent this house, or sell this house to you. Come on, it just don't work like that. It just ain't gonna work. That that black power stuff don't work in America. Now, if you was in a all black country and you ran the country, you owned the country, you ran the government, you ran the military, you ran the finances, then that's different. You can do that.
No,
But it makes no sense in America because
what
most
you're saying is crazy.
because even in the black communities, they don't even own the retail stores in those communities. Most of the time, they don't.
Yeah, that's the point, bro. We're consumers. We need to be more sellers. Bro. I don't know. Like I don't know what. Like there is no problem with black people buying from black people. That's just it. I don't so I don't see how you're trying to make one.
Yeah, I agree with you. And there's no problems with Mexicans buying from other Mexicans, basically. You know what I
Should
mean?
they do it already?
Yeah. We have our own businesses, dude. We have our own grocery stores and restaurants and stuff.
The reason why Mexicans buy it with Mexicans is a lot of times they live amongst themselves. They live in the same community. That's why they're doing that.
Yeah, but see,
Yeah.
It's
then we
just like
have
when
black
black people buy
people
amongst black people. That's because they live amongst
and we
their
don't own
community.
it. We don't even own things in our own community. That's the problem.
And I agree. He makes a really good point, basically. You make a really good point, man. Yeah,
Because
man.
like it's like going to a school. If you go to a school and you're a Mexican and you go into a black, predominantly black school, then all your teachers gonna be black, of course. He don't got no choice but to go to deal with black people now. But if he went to a school that was predominantly Mexican, he would all his teachers would be Mexican. So that don't work. That concept, that plan, black power stuff don't work in America. You got
The
to
only
have
reason it
control
don't
over
work.
everything.
Listen,
You got to have control over everything for that to work.
but listen,
What
I
state?
don't think you understand. Hold on. I don't think. See, this is the problem. He doesn't understand the fight that's there that's put in the way. Like so, we can look at voting. You so the reason they even redline is because we were sticking together and voting for our people. So they created districts right through our neighborhood to stop that. So you keep saying, "Oh, it don't work. It never work." Yeah, if they keep tampering with our shit, we build
What you
communities, they
st-
burn it down.
but no, knows
Like
what
you're
you said.
not
You said
making no
they.
sense.
So what I'm saying is, you saying they,
Yeah,
right?
the
So that means
government,
right.
they
So what
because
I'm
we're
saying is you
in
need.
the
So what
government.
I'm saying is what you're saying. What I'm saying is it will work if your people had their own government and their own country and their own land. Then that could
That's
work.
the
That's
goal.
not going to
There
never work in America
you
though.
go. Own
It's
land.
never going to work
No,
as long
America
as.
is our. First of all, hold on.
Oh, hold
Hold
on
on.
for a minute. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Not a coincidence. Don't be lying now, man.
America is our land.
Or
What are you
tell a
talking about?
story, should I say, man? Come on, come
Yeah.
on, man.
Can I ask you a question? I am. What state are you from?
What state?
Yeah, state.
You, oh, you said what state?
No. State. What state are you from?
Oh, Wisconsin, man.
Oh no, what do you saying that? Of course, ain't no black people up there.
See, there you go. See, so I'm a living example. I know what I'm talking about. It don't
Yeah,
work.
but you're not. But you're just you're anecdotal though. That's what you're not understanding. It
No, I'm saying
doesn't.
what you
Pan
said. It's,
Africanism doesn't need everybody to do it. It doesn't need everybody to do it. So you
listen,
don't have
man.
to do it. That's
What
just
I'm
the
saying
truth.
is that
We don't
Pan
need
African
everybody.
will never work. Let me tell you why Pan Africanism will never work in America, because America is not controlled and dominated by Negroes. It'll never work.
Yes, we understand that.
And it makes no, which means it makes no sense to even have that type of ideology.
Mm-mm.
If it was in Africa, okay, that might could work.
No, because
But
no. Stop it, brother. Stop it. If we was in Africa, listen, we got black communities
It
where
works in the
if
Caribbean.
we stick together, we can get on the school board. We can get in the police precinct. We can get in the
Yeah.
court systems in those areas. It starts locally. You want to start locally.
I'm saying even if it was
No.
in
You want
local,
to start locally. Then
I got
once you
you.
can
Let's
take
deal with
over
local.
locally,
Right.
you go from the town, take over the town, take over the county, then it goes to the state, and then and so on and so on.
So
Like
how
you
you gonna
can't
do it?
just
So okay, so but this is what I'm saying. It's not gonna work because you got
you
to
start in your
control
neighborhood.
the government. You got to
Oh, you don't
control the
have a neighborhood.
What I'm saying is you got to control the policies of that government, and you Negroes do not control the policies. You have influence in it, but you don't
Do you
control it.
understand the effort? What you keep saying we don't, but you do understand the effort to keep that from us. There's been
I think it's a
extreme
good.
efforts made.
I think it's a good effort made. It's a good effort
Like how
because
come? Like, do you understand how come all our like black governor, like black people who had high political positions in government was basically most of them was all in the 1800s during the Reconstruction era. After that, there was an effort to make sure that shit did not happen again. Why? Because we was making rules and laws to make shit even for, you know what I'm saying? Like to protect us. They
but
made sure that shit would not happen again.
but it's a good thing that they're making sure that it don't happen again, because you need to do
What?
that in your own land, in your own country, not in America.
Bro, we have places in South Carolina, it's 80-90% us. What are you talking about? They
Right, but you
literally
don't.
stormed. No. I'm gonna remember the name of this shit. They literally ran up in the fucking building, killed and fucked our people up to take power back. Mob rule. You know what that is? You know what mob rule is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm?
Your
I don't
point
think you
is,
understand the
so
effort.
okay. You say okay.
That's
What I'm saying is, this is not your land. This is not your country, and that's why. That's one reason why. I mean, that's not the only reason. That's
so
one reason.
what do you suggest?
Get your own land and own country if you want to do that. If you want to be with your own kind and just stick with your own kind, you should get your own country. Just like the Mexicans should do the same thing. If they want their own kind, only want to deal with their own people, they should do the same thing.
So what should the Negro do?
Get your own land, get your own country, get your own government.
Where? So you saying we should leave?
I'm saying if you're gonna do it here, then get your own separate independent state.
So you saying we should leave?
I'm saying you should get your own independent state if you're gonna do it here in America. You can't be sharing a state with the so-called white
Well,
man
we
and think that
tried that. Listen, we tried that plenty of times. It would have to be a concerted effort by all of us to say, listen, we're gonna move here.
well, y'all got to unite to do that. But until then, it ain't gonna happen because
Well, how can we
you
unite
integrated.
when people think they're not even of African descent?
Well, the ones who do, I'm saying you don't have to have everybody to agree with you. You just got to have a force, a
There you
number of
go.
people
You
to
don't
do
need
it.
everybody. But that's not. Let me just say this. We're talking hypotheticals and shit. I
But
don't
it's
think
not
we
a
need to
coincidence. I
do
don't think you're
that.
being real. I don't think you're being like looking at this like, okay, General Motors, right? What if General Motors, the owners of General Motors, thought the way you was thinking? None of you Negroes will be working there, man.
Bro, that's not what it's. No, that's not it. That's not how it goes, bro. That's
That's
not how
how
it
it
goes.
goes.
So it's not. So listen, if
I
you're
feel like
a
this.
Pan
You should.
African, you have a no. Hold on,
So,
hold on, bro. If you're a Pan African, you got a business. Nowhere does it say you can't hire somebody outside of being African descent. That's not the point.
how you gonna be Pan
That's not
African?
the.
How you gonna be Pan African and then hiring foreigners?
That's
What do
not
you
true
mean? Why can't?
Pan-Africanism.
No, why can't? No, but why isn't it? Tell me why it isn't. See,
If you
you got
hire
this fake
foreigners,
idea of what Pan Africanism is.
why you not giving them jobs to them black people then, since you Pan-African and black power? That don't make no sense. If you truly Pan-Africanism and black power, then you should only hire your own people. I don't
No,
know how
that's
serious
not.
y'all don't take
Listen.
that.
No,
Black
no,
people
no,
don't take
no.
that
No, hold
Pan-Africanism
on, stop,
serious.
stop. You are making up your own definitions for this shit. That's what the problem
No,
is.
I'm not. No,
That's
I'm
what the
not.
problem is. Yes, you are.
No,
You're
black.
100% is.
Okay, so what is black power and what is Pan-Africanism then? Because evidently y'all don't know the
So don't
definitions of
go.
it.
Listen. No, you don't. You don't, because that's why you're asking me. Right?
How are you going to
Let's
have
be
it?
clear. You're trying. Listen. You're making up your own interpretation of what it is. You've been
Well,
around
I'm
these
just going on what
Aboriginals
I
too
understand of
long.
what it is. Yes, I'm going
No,
on what
and
I
you got
understand.
your understanding. You got your understanding from Aboriginals. You don't know what it is.
Oh no, I'm not an Aboriginal, my friend. No
No,
way.
I didn't say you are. I said you got your understanding of it from it.
No, I ain't get my understanding from them. I ain't get that
I
understanding from
hate
them.
the Aboriginals. I hate the Aboriginals so much, dude. You don't know how much they bother me, dude. My God. And they won't even stop harassing you, especially when you're playing online and stuff. You know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying. Okay, now maybe you misunderstanding me, y'all. I'm saying, like, if you want to be like, say you got your own country, your own nation, then yeah, you got a right to control that and rule that and dominate that if that's your country.
Yeah,
But
but
in
it's not
America,
about. It's not. I don't really.
we share land, we share school systems, we share the roads, we share we go to the same meat markets and food markets. We can't be being black power and Mexican power and white power like that. That's not right. We American power in essence. When we can't be like that. Now, if you want to go to Africa and Ghana or whatever place you're gonna go and you set up your kingdom and your
Nah.
nation, and you want to be black power there, you got a right to be black power there. That's your nation. That's your kingdom. But but once you start allowing foreigners to come in and live in, you got to treat them right. You can't just
No,
treat them
no,
wrong.
no, no. Listen, I don't. Yeah, listen, I don't know why. Like, I don't know where. Who said about treating anybody wrong? Like, who said that? How did that creep into Pan Africanism?
Because if you're gonna have foreigners in your land and you saying, "Oh, we're gonna just hire the black people. We're gonna hire them
Hold
first.
on.
We're gonna take care of them
Well,
first."
let's say this. Listen, we're not going anywhere, right? So we got a lot of different foreigners in America. That's just it. There's a bunch of different foreigners in America. We're not going anywhere. So, but we're dealing with foreigners anyway. I don't know where you're getting these concepts from that you're trying to make it like this shit is just so bad. It doesn't make any sense.
Pan-Africanism, the idea.
Because you really want segregation, man. That's what you're really talking about.
No,
You
no,
don't
that's
want to
not.
be honest.
No. No. You're putting ideas in my head. I literally said, listen, I don't think black people need to go anywhere. They can stay right where they're at. You want to separate. That's what you just
Okay,
said.
so
I didn't. Hold on. Stop putting these concepts out there that I didn't make. I didn't say that people had to separate to be a Pan African. I didn't say that.
How you gonna be
No
a
Pan African said that.
Okay, so if you're in America, you're not separating, you're not leaving, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not separating, then that means you have to share the government. You have to share the military. You have to
Yeah, but
share.
that's gonna happen naturally, brother. That's gonna happen naturally
So
because there's other
so
people in America,
I got you.
and
So
these other people group have their own interests, and you know what they do? They support their people who support their interests.
hold
That's just
on,
how it
but
goes.
you just swept over. You just ran over everything I just said. If you in America,
I need it.
right? Then you have to share the government. You have to share the federal, city, and state government. You have to share land. You have to share food. You see what I'm saying? You
You're doing
can't
that
be
already.
you can't be you can't be black power and think that, okay, well, I ain't gonna, because now if it's black power, that means you're saying, okay, all my people first. So now it ain't no room for nobody else.
I don't know
So
where you getting that
so how
from.
you sharing if it ain't no room for nobody else? We ain't making room for
So
nobody else either, should I say?
what do you listen? I don't know where you're getting. I don't know. You're losing me right now. Like you're changing what the concept is. I get it, but I
You
mean, I
know, you
really
saying black power is by black first, right?
no. So that would be a way of achieving. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're trying to achieve that, and that's only at the grounds level, then imagine if you achieve it and get to the level that you're trying to get to. So how you gonna treat all the other people that's in your city that's not black?
Nobody's discriminating against anybody. What are you talking about, bro?
It's gonna automatically
Where
be
are you
discriminated.
getting? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
All right. If you follow that
It's not.
principle to the letter and to the then yes, it will be discrimination, man. And
Follow
not only
what principle?
discrimination, there would be well, how about this? There would be segregation, there would be separation. So basically you want all the races.
Bro, I don't know.
That's the end game for Pan-Africanism and black power. Complete separation from all other
No,
races of people.
no, no. That is not the end goal. Who told you that?
I mean, you could just follow the yellow brick road. You can follow the logic, and that's where it's gonna end up at. It's gonna end up like that.
No, but okay, so give me
White people
what
deal with white
logic?
people, black people deal with black people, Mexicans deal with Mexicans, Asians deal with Asians. That's how this is going to end up. If everybody follow that same mindset, that's how it's going to end up at.
But do you understand that other people do it already?
How are they doing that if they living in America?
They do it. What do you mean how? You got literally white communities. Like, what are you talking about?
That's because that's all who live there. They don't just
Okay.
deal with white people.
But
You gotta.
guess what? Hold on, stop. So in these white communities, a lot of times they used to be black communities, or there's a reason why black people don't live there because they was purposely pushed out of there. They're purposely not shown homes in these areas. Like there's reasons for this. I don't. What are you trying to act like? Racism never existed in America. I don't get it. I really don't. Like, let me see. Let me see.
Not a coincidence.
So,
Do you live in a house? Do you live in a house or an apartment?
a house.
A house. Are you rich?
No. Absolutely not.
That's funny because I thought people from Long Island. I thought people from Long Island are rich. To be honest. The I am, Mr. I am. Are you rich?
You said you thought people in Long Island were rich.
Yes.
Wow. So what made you think that? There's a lot of rich areas out here. This is one of the most segregated places in New York. Like you have black neighborhood, like not black towns, still all white towns.
Yeah.
It's definitely. Let me show you.
Yeah. Do you guys got restaurants in Long Island?
Is that
Can you
good?
name some like?
Is that good or bad though?
I would say it's bad.
Why is it bad when he says they should buy white first and all that other stuff? That was a question, not a coincidence, but that's cool. You can answer it too.
So why it's bad?
Mr.
So I could tell you. Hold on. Is this the right article? So this is article from 1966, right? It says Long Island Negro mob pelts police. I want to get to the part where they talk about why.
Not a coincidence. Are you gonna live stream tomorrow? Because tomorrow I'm gonna go somewhere.
No, I don't think so. I gotta find an article. Well, anyway, I can show you where a couple towns, all black towns back in the '60s, was just basically rioting against the police because of the poor conditions in those neighborhoods, the schools. That they did a thing called, they practiced a thing called benign and neglect, where they wouldn't come pick up your garbage and shit like that. That's just part of the racist system. What is this article?
Okay, but that stuff wouldn't happen maybe if your people lived in their own country and their own land.
Well, guess what? It wasn't our choice, brother. What are you talking about? If we lived in our own land, like what are you talking about? Why do you keep saying that? You want us to leave?
I didn't say nothing about leaving. I'm saying if you want to leave, you can leave, but you don't have to be concerned about Caucasians doing what you saying, what you're showing. If you living in your
No.
own land, if you
This
living
was
in
the
your own land and
past.
your own.
Hold on. So chill out, because he asked me a question. He said, I thought everybody on Long Island was rich, and I'm trying to explain to him there's a lot of black neighborhoods that went through a lot, right? It's not that these things are still happening. There's a history to it, though. Like I could look at the towns that are the black towns, like Wyandanch, Amityville, Bayshore, Freeport, Hempstead. I can go into the records and see and find where these towns had people's ancestors registered as slaves. I can see how they moved these people to what they call swamp areas and shit like that. There's a reason they're in these places in these towns in the first place. But they didn't just take it sitting down. They fought. Right? We got a lot of activists. We got the Corps out here. A man named Lincoln Lynch. Like he dumped garbage on town hall, got arrested. He did a lot of different shit. Worked with Martin Luther King. We had sit-ins at schools. I think this is what this is talking about.
Not a coincidence. Do you take a cab?
No, I have a car.
Okay. What type of car?
Man, you asked a lot of questions. A BMW.
I'm just a fan.
All right. First of
To be
all,
honest.
you showing something. You said something. You mentioned Martin Luther King, right?
Yeah, Lincoln Lynch. He worked with Martin Luther King. He was an activist from Long Island.
I know, but like, why are you trying to like? If you know somebody that did you wrong, your ancestors wrong for 300-400 years straight, why are you trying to go to the same school he goes to and go to the same restaurant he goes to?
Who's trying to do that? I just told you how to go. I just told you to go to black restaurant. What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm not talking about that.
No,
I'm talking about the subject.
no. Hold on.
The subject that
Hold
you're
on.
on. You talking about Martin Luther King and them. Ain't nobody trying.
No,
If somebody
hold
is
on.
really as
I
evil as
didn't.
y'all say,
Hold on, brother. See, this is what I'm saying. You taking it out of context. You're out of context. What did I bring up Martin Luther King for? You just heard his name. Why did I even bring him up? No? Anybody?
I'm here.
Well, I am. I brought him up because I said I just pointed out that this man worked with him.
Yeah.
with core. That was it. It had nothing to do with anything other than that. I'm just showing a little history in the area I'm from.
Not a coincidence.
Yo,
Is it true that you recognize me in different YouTube channels?
you said what?
Had you recognized me from other YouTube channels?
Nah. Why? Where I know you from?
I don't know. I recognize you from different YouTube channels as well. I remember seeing you on Aboriginal TV's channel though.
Yeah, I'll be over there a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that guy kind of gives you a lot of slack sometimes.
Nah, he's
Just
a
that
good guy.
He's
Most of
what?
them are. I said most of them are good guys. Like really, the ones that had a platform. They're all right, even though they're following a doctrine. But
Well, he wasn't a good guy to me and my friend when we first met him.
he did you wrong, man. What happened?
Oh, he was on my friend's page just trolling us, calling us racist names and stuff, basically. I mean, he drove my friend to commit suicide and stuff, but it's a whole other story. But yeah.
Well, don't try to put that on him, man. That's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
Definitely. Let me see something.
But long story short, I mean, me and my friends plotted. What?
I was gonna say this is my Instagram. You should follow me on Instagram, man.
Oh.
Everybody else should too.
Yeah, I would. Do you have a Twitter too?
Nah.
Well, I might sign up on Instagram, but I'll give you a Discord server though.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something, man.
Tell us something.
I think black people is nuts for trying to even live in a land that and try to be equal with or in a land of a people who did the things that you say did to them. They need to be trying to get their own land and their own country. And that should help avoid those things from happening again, and that would have avoided things from happening back then.
Yeah.
So for you to try to integrate with a system that you say was not for them and that was against them, that should let you know. Common sense would say, okay, well, let's separate and get our own things, y'all. We're not slaves no more, or whatever the case may be. You're not slaves. You're not prisoners of war. So why are you acting like you're still prisoners of war?
Yeah, I can't wait to follow you on Instagram though, but I might think about it. But we can stay in touch on Discord.
Yo, you got some interesting outlooks on certain things.
Like what?
Like just the whole thing, basically that we should leave if that history is what it says it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're nuts. I mean, I think they're stupid for hating their own roots, though. And what annoys me about them is that they're pretending to be something that they're not, basically, You know what I mean? But, yeah. But I could tell you, not a coincidence, Aboriginal TV doesn't like me, basically.
Yeah. So, hold on, let me say something. I am.
Oh yeah, my fault, y'all. Excuse the noise.
Yo,
Oh, that's
you ever
okay.
heard of the Freedom Journal?
No. What is that? Can you tell me about it?
This is one of the first black newspapers coming out of New York.
Okay, what year is that?
It's 1828. I'm gonna say, yeah,
Okay.
1828. But there's a man, Thomas Jennings. You ever heard of Thomas Jennings?
No, I don't really remember.
Well, he's a special guy. He's one of the first black people to receive a patent on record. His daughter actually sued New York City rail car company for throwing her off the train, and she
Okay,
won.
so she sued.
This is
So she, you
huh?
say she sued. You say she sued. So she had a lawyer, or
Yeah. They're in New York. They're out of New York. Thomas Jennings, I believe he was born free in New York. Daughter born free. But this is I wanted to bring this up because this kind of is a sentiment of why we didn't leave and shit like that.
Not
So
a
this is
coincidence.
1828. Yeah.
Why are there some black people that are pretending to be Indians?
I think it's just just like I am is pointing to the history. They just don't like the history. They feel a certain way
Why?
about it.
Why they don't like the history?
Because they only look at it at the bad stuff. They don't look at the good parts, or
Yeah.
even look at the good that comes out of the bad. They just they listen to what racist people describe our people, and they live up to those racist tropes. They think Africans are stupid, can't do anything, and ain't worth shit. So they don't want to be that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Word.
It's really annoying. I mean, it's really annoying that they're like trying to pretend something that they're not, basically. But they became something that they hate so much, though.
well,
You know.
look, check this out, and then I want, if you don't mind, I want you to finish what you was about to show in that article. But the Nagro who say they Indians, right? I guess you don't like that, but if there were black people here way before Christopher Columbus and his team came here to the Americas, then some of them are valid in what they're saying in reference to being indigenous here or Aboriginal here. That's a high possibility. But
So
now,
I am.
to say all black people are in Aboriginal to Americas, I would say that that's not true.
So I am. When you say black, are you like? What do you mean black? Are you just talking about skin
So-called
color?
Negroes, so-called African Americans, so-called colored, so-called Negroes, yeah.
So you're not talking about
Whatever.
anybody just. You're not talking about anybody just because of their skin color.
No,
Right.
I'm talking about the ones who came from
Because
Africa, who was traveling here on free will, and also the ones who came way before Christopher Columbus.
yeah, okay. I just want to focus on the ones you're talking about before Columbus. I'm just talking
Yeah,
about. I just want to focus on those.
I'm saying
Those-
there's a possibility that there were some of them on this continent.
Can you see the skin color of this woman right here?
I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying they looked like her.
I can't see her face, though. I
I
really can't see her
know.
face.
We just talking about her skin color.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying they looked like her. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there were Negroes, according to some historians, like Ivan Van Ser-
I am.
yeah.
She looks brown.
I didn't say nothing about what she looked like. I'm talking about her skin color.
No, I ain't even dealing with skin color right now.
No, I'm trying to ask you about the skin color. Though. I understand you're not, but can I ask you about skin color?
Oh yeah. She looked like that person looked like they brown.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So when we talk about when these people say there was dark-skinned people here, they're not talking about the Negroes. There's
No,
other
no. When
dark-skinned
I'm not
people in the world.
no, I got you. I'm not speaking of that account because that's only that person's account. What I'm saying is that there's other accounts. There could have been other accounts that may or may not have been recorded or were not revealed yet, or have been revealed, but it's being so-called hidden, where there were people with woolly hair and brown skin up in this baby. And so those people will be considered aboriginals if they were here before a certain time, before everybody else was here. So that's all I'm saying. It's a possibility. So I wouldn't just, eradicate that
I don't think
ideology.
that's a. I
You
don't
know what I'm
think that's
saying?
a possibility.
That's
I
a
really don't think
possibility,
that's a.
man. That's a possibility. And that's why you got so much flack. You get so much smack back with that because you're saying it's not even a possibility.
Because it's not.
Well,
That's
I
what I'm
know because
saying.
it's bullshit.
Hold
Because I
on,
know it's
let's
well,
slow it
bullshit.
down.
according to what some people say, there was Negroes who helped Christopher Columbus do his thing. So, and that they was
Yeah, and they came from Africa.
right. No, that's what I'm saying. Listen, man, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
hold on, but look, this is what I'm saying though.
I'm
This is what
saying
I'm
they
trying to.
came from Africa, but they came way before Christopher Columbus and them got here. So what I'm saying is that if they came from Africa and they had already settled here in the Americas, in certain parts of the Americas, that could mean that they possibly was Aboriginal to this continent.
Yeah, but you saying possibly. I'm going off of what we know.
Well, according
We
to
know
what we
that.
know, according to what some historians say, that they were here. They were here before
Who
originally.
said it? All right, this is what I'm trying to say. Let's get specific. You keep saying they say they were here. Where? Who's saying that?
Man, I'm not about to pull that. I don't pull stuff up like that for people like that.
I just
It's
want
on
to
the
know which
internet. It's all on.
one. So look, this is what I
Huh?
check this out. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. And this is what I'm saying. People take things out of context. So I'm gonna give you an example, right? A live example. This is
Yo, but
Aboriginal.
why you doing that? Who? So you trying to tell me there was no Africans or helping or showing Christopher Columbus the way to
Of
navigate
course,
to the America?
you got Juan Portugal. You got the Nino brothers. Yeah, they're black.
Okay, so the Nino
Yes,
bro. Okay, so what's the name of them? The Nino what?
Nino brothers.
Okay, so
You
the
got
Nino
Juan Portugal.
brothers already knew how to travel and navigate ships and was traveling way before it. So what makes you think that?
No.
Yeah.
No,
You don't think
listen.
they so you think that their first voyage was with Christopher Columbus? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, the Nino brothers, they happen to be the African descendants, people that was brought to the Iberian Peninsula from most likely the Congo, because that's where the Portuguese first went, and then they brought the Africans back up there.
Man, but man, listen,
Hold
man.
on. These
Y'all
people,
ain't right. Y'all ain't
no,
right. Y'all ain't
they
been
up in
right
the
with that
Iberian
information.
Peninsula. They Christianized. Listen, that has nothing to do. They wasn't traveling nowhere. They're on the Iberian. They wasn't going to America, bro. There is no evidence for that. But what I want to try to hone in on what
There's
you
no
said.
evidence of what?
Hold on, listen. Look, this is what I'm saying. You got people like Verrazano. Listen, in 1524, bro. Right, and the Aboriginals use him all the time. Right, and this is how we get this confusion, because he comes down here. He says this. He says they are dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians. Right. So here we go. We got the color of the Ethiopians right here. Then what else does Verrazano say? See, this is the part they leave out. This is the part they leave out. He says they resemble the Orientals, particularly those from the farthest Cenarian region.
Who are you reading? Who are you reading from, man?
This is from Verrazano, a person you just said. This is an eyewitness account of in 1524.
Man. Did you hear what I said? I said that's an account
Listen.
of that person.
Listen, brother, I'm telling you the Aboriginal. The only reason you're saying there's black people in America because you're listening to these Aboriginals, bro. And this is who
No,
they use.
no. I'm gonna tell you
Yes.
the reason. Let me tell you. No, what? Listen. The reason why I say there was black people. Let me tell you why. Because traveling on ships did not begin with Caucasians, man.
Nobody's saying that. Nobody's
So,
saying that.
so what makes you think that Negroes or Africans never sail to the Americas
Nobody said that. That
before the
don't
Caucasians
mean
did, or before the Asians
that
did?
doesn't listen. That don't mean they populated the Americas.
I didn't say they populated the whole thing.
All
I'm
right,
just saying.
listen. I'm only talking about that the people was there. I ain't talking about anybody that visited. I'm telling you, before any African got there was already dark-skinned people in America, and they don't look like Negroes.
Okay, so hold on. So you saying before any African ever stepped on the continent of the Americas, because the Americas is larger than just America,
Yes.
which we know that, right? So you
Yes.
saying there was no African presence here before the Asians.
Exactly. Or whatever you want to call them, the people that
I mean,
came,
whatever.
that
Well, what you want to
migrated
call
here.
them? What are they? What are they? Are they Asians?
Well, because they didn't just come. Well,
where they come from?
they
They had to
came
come from. Where they come from?
Hold on, bro. you want me to answer it or not?
I'm waiting.
So some of them came from the Pacific Islands, which they consider part of Asia. Some of them came from Northern Asia. Some of them came from Central Asia. We could look there and see those are different people.
Okay, so
it's not all one same people group. It's multiple
we didn't say that.
waves
That's
of
not the
people.
point I'm saying.
I'm telling you that.
Okay, I have no problem. Just like Africans ain't all the same people. I get that. So Asia is pretty far away, isn't it?
Yeah.
So which way did they come?
So some say they came directly across the water, and you see they talk about the Pacific Islanders that did that, and they came to South America. Then you got the ones that traveled what they call it's like it was like a so you have the Bering Strait, but then you have along the coast. I forget the name that they call.
I mean, it's
So some people came along the coast. No, it's like a pelt
Okay, watch
highway.
this. Listen. My issue is not even. I'm not an Aboriginal. I don't even advocate that. But what I do say is this. At least not at this point. But what I'm saying is that that's why Black people need to go wherever they say they from. That's what they need to go back to, because they're not about to dominate. They're not about to. They're not about to. There's not gonna be Black power here in America, man. That's not gonna never happen unless
Hold
they
on,
take over.
stop.
Unless they
Come on,
take
bro.
over America, man.
Why are you
all I
jumping
can
from this?
say is
Because
Why?
it all goes together. I'm saying
No,
it's,
it
it's all
doesn't.
together.
No, it's
If
not.
you're not from here, why are you trying to have preeminence in this place if you're not even from this place? You saying
Bro,
that no Black people was here before Christopher Columbus, right? So if that's the case, then why don't you go back home and practice Black power at home?
I am home. That's the point you're missing.
This can't be home if you ain't
That's
originally
going.
from here.
No, that is going. No, I am original here.
No,
That's the
you
whole thing.
are, but
No,
your
stop,
ancestors.
stop.
You just
No,
said your ancestors are not here.
no, stop. I come from a people whose identity, whose history, whose culture, language, DNA started in America. Right?
I didn't say we're not
All
denying
people.
that.
Hold on. No,
We're not
okay.
denying
So why am I leaving? Why am I leaving?
because you're
Stop.
not.
No. I don't even want to hear it no more. I'm not going anywhere. Nobody should go anywhere. I don't
Okay,
know why
so
y'all think that's a tenement of being a
okay,
Pan
so
African or
if
none
you
of that.
shouldn't
That has
go
nothing to
anywhere,
do with
then
that.
okay, so then should somebody turn over their government to you because your ancestors
No,
was brought here
nobody
on
should give us. Nobody
through
should
slavery?
no. Nobody should give us anything. What we should do is work together to achieve the things we need to achieve. I don't know. That's it,
Well,
bro.
why you
But
can't
this
do
is
that at
that.
home? Why you
Hold
can't do that
on.
where you
No,
come from?
no. This is where I come from. I told you that already.
No, not
This is where
you.
Black America.
You
No,
know what
stop.
I'm not talking about that.
No. This now I'm talking about Black American.
Hold on.
This is
When
where
did the
Black
first Black people?
Americans
Okay,
come
so
from.
watch this. Since you say Aboriginals are wrong, right? The Aboriginal community, the Negro Aboriginal community is wrong. So then, when did the first Black people get here to this continent, to the Americas?
First, what we call Black people, the Negroes, they get
Yeah,
here in the
the woolly
indigenous
headed
world.
folks, man. The woolly headed folks.
Well, like some came with Columbus,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
What
the starting point.
any before that?
Straight from Africa? No, brother. I keep saying that. No.
No, I'm saying
Not that we see.
so when according to your,
I
since you're a
said with
historian.
Columbus, 1492. With Columbus.
Okay, so 1492. So 1492, y'all. So that means Negroes haven't been here that long. So why not go back home?
We've been over 500 years.
That's not long enough to try to fill.
That's who. Okay, show me that rule, please, because you keep trying to tell me all these things, but you're not telling me where you're getting this shit from. So
I'm saying
what I'm
if
gathering. Hold on, I am. What I'm gathering is these rules you're making up yourself. Who says that because if you was here 500 years, that's not long enough? Like you're
it's
making
not long enough.
these
It's not long enough to say, okay, well,
So look, let me read this.
This-
This is what I keep trying to tell. Where is it at? Let me go back to this. So let me just read it. It says our claims are on. This is in 1828. Our claims are on America. It is the land that gave us birth. It is the land of our nativity. We know no other country. It is a land in which our fathers have suffered and soiled. They have watered it with their tears and fanned it with sighs. Our relation with Africa is the same as the white man's is with Europe, only with this difference: the one immigrated voluntarily, the other was forced from their home and all its pleasures. We have passed through several generations in this country, and consequently, we have become naturalized. Our habits, our manners, our passions, our dispositions have become the same.
Okay, so just
Hold
because
have become
okay.
this. Not that's good.
All that's true what he said, but no one's
But
denying
that's the
that.
point.
The point, but the point, the
That's
other,
the whole
but
point.
that's his point maybe, but that's not. But I'm saying like, if you want this black power stuff, you need to go home and practice that.
I put it in.
No, I am.
And if Mexicans want black power, they need to go home and practice that too.
Bro, we
And
are home. I just told
if
you
the
that we home.
Caucasians want that, they need to go home and practice that. But in America, this is everybody's.
All right,
Yeah,
fine,
but,
that's cool. Nobody said it's not.
Not a coincidence. Are you mixed with Native American?
Yeah.
What tribe or what nation?
So from what I know, Shinnecock, Montauk, Wampanoag, and I might have some Pequot. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure that out.
So okay.
But I understand that's not all I am. You understand? I understand there's mixtures. I'm not gonna shit on one for the other either.
But the only reason why you saying okay, so maybe that's why you saying this is your home because you
No,
mixed
that's
with
not.
Native American.
No. I just read from somebody of African descent. It had nothing to do with being Native.
But how do we know he wasn't mixed with something? We don't got all the details.
Bro,
See what I'm
we're gonna
saying?
tell you like this. No, we're gonna tell you like this. Most black people are mixed.
Okay, so that the man that you reading about, he might have had 50% Native American in him, man.
That's cool.
So
What
he
does that
got a right
translate
to. So he got a right to be talking the way he's
So,
talking.
but look, no, because this is what you also have to understand. Like I read before, like I tried to tell you before, these mixtures only take place in America. So he could be 50% Native American all he wants. That mixture of African and Native American never took place anywhere on this earth but American soil. Right now, we can say this Thomas L. Jennings. He's what? He's part of the black community. He's not part of the Indian community. He's part of the black community.
Who?
The person that we're talking about, Thomas L.
No,
Jennings.
he according to you,
Oh
he would be part of both.
we could, bro. But his so what your DNA might line up to, or your genealogy might line up to, is not necessarily what you are today, right? You have a white man somewhere in your genealogy, but you're not. You're in. You're in Wisconsin, so I don't know. I grew up in a black community around black people that was doing black things. Regardless of the mixture of all these people, you have the darkest to the highest yellow, but they're all black because they're all celebrating the same.
Okay, I got you. We know no one else. We're not disagreeing. We're not disagreeing. We're not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying that if you got Native American in you, then you got a right to claim this land, right?
Yeah, but that's not the basis of Thomas L. Jennings' claim, bro.
It might be because he might be part Native American.
Not.
Did he tell
He's
you his?
not.
Hey, what
He's
if his
not.
mama was Native American? What if his
He's
mama was Native
not.
American?
There's
Hold on,
no
I'm asking
mention
you a
of
question.
it.
How do you
There is
know?
no mention of that. Because I know a little bit about him. There is no mention of that.
Okay, well, anyway, that's what you say, man.
You
But you
can
don't
say
know
that
for
is not
sure.
what I just say. There's no mention of it. And even if he was, it doesn't matter.
It
You
does
black.
matter.
No, it doesn't. Being black and or African American, same shit. That is being mixed, bro. That's the point you don't get.
No, being
There is no
black and being African
100%
American
African.
is not is not
There is
necessarily
no
being mixed.
100% black. No, in America, there's no 100% black. There's no 100% African American.
That's not
The
true
fact
either.
that
What you
you
that
are no,
statement's
it
not
is
even true.
true. It is true. It is true. It is true. That is
Well,
not the norm.
you don't know
You're
that.
gonna
You
have to
didn't say
find some. I know you are. You're gonna have to find some isolated Black Americans that's been isolated for a very long time. Because as soon as you get
it is
one
some.
black person,
It is some.
no, it's very few. So it's not the
But it's
norm.
still here
Yeah,
though. It's still in America. You can't say it's not. You can't say it don't
you
exist.
can go to no, you can go to these sea islands and shit like that. But no, I didn't say it don't exist. I'm talking about the overall of the people, bro. You keep trying to bring it down to one thing, but when we're talking about the overall of the people, and the sentiment is clear. These
Well, I
black
don't know, man. I've been to
Indian
places where
energy.
it look like the whole city ain't been mixed, so I don't know. So hey, that's up to you.
Bro,
But
listen,
that's just
I
my
can show you.
personal
Listen,
experience.
I can show you one of my baby mothers. She is very, very dark skinned. You would not know that she has a great grandparent who is 100% Italian. Looking at it, you would not know.
All
So
right.
you can't go
So
off.
that's what I
Listen, you
just
can't go.
said.
No,
So
stop,
so
stop. No,
so
no,
so I'm
stop,
saying the
stop,
guy
stop,
that you read
stop.
about, right?
No, hold on, bro. Stop. Hold
He
on,
might be
stop.
mixed. That's the
No,
point. I mean,
no,
you just
no,
helped confirm my
no.
point, man.
No, you just defeated your last point. You said you've been in towns and places where ain't no mixture.
I
Cause
didn't
you
say it ain't.
looking
I
at
said it don't look like. I said they don't
yeah,
look.
yeah, cause you're
But I didn't.
looking at
But I'm
them.
not gonna say that they're not.
No, but look, I just you try to agree with what I said, but that goes against your last statement.
No, I don't go against nothing. I said I didn't say
Yes,
nothing
you just said
contradictory.
I'm looking
No,
at
I
it.
said I'm saying that there's people here that is not necessarily mixed. That's what I said.
You can't
There's
look
people
at
here
it.
in this country. There's people here on the Americas who have not necessarily been mixed with Caucasian and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
You can't say
time and
every
stuff.
last black person on this continent is mixed. You can't say that.
Listen, I've never said that. I said for the most part, the overall.
Okay, no problem. You can have that, but I don't know. But that might still be false. But this is but the
No,
point
it
I'm
is.
making is this. What I'm saying is that if you from Africa, how is this your land if you didn't originate on this land? Your ancestors I'm talking about.
Because what you
Come
know
on, man.
of America and what you know as all of these countries that are now today, the African played a crucial part in its existence. It wouldn't be here without them. That's just it.
What wouldn't be here?
For every war, America as you know it.
You talking about the United States?
Pick a country in the Americas.
The country still would be here whether the Negro came here or not, because you said he wasn't even here until the
Listen, how?
1490. What you say 1490? You say 1492?
We created. Listen, the industries was created through us. They couldn't do it. I can show you.
It don't matter.
No. Stop. It does matter
The
because if they didn't
continent
have
would
the
still
people,
be this.
listen.
What I'm saying
If
is the
they didn't have
continent.
the people to reproduce on the land, they wouldn't have the money. They wouldn't be able to have the
Okay,
industrial revolution, all this other shit. Like what? Like what
I
are
got
you?
you.
You're
But
not making any.
that's like saying okay, but that's like saying the mail won't get delivered if it wasn't for the Negroes. Okay, yeah, a lot of
No,
Negroes work
it's
for the
not
post
like
office.
saying
Okay, we understand
that. No,
that.
it's not like
I
saying
get
that.
that.
It's not like literally. Listen. Okay, look, they wouldn't. First of all, it start like say like sugar. There wouldn't be a sugar industry because they couldn't even get the sugar because they tried with the indentured servants. They tried with the Indians. It wouldn't work. Only way it did work was with the Africans. Now, guess what? The whole world enjoys sugar. We could talk about wine on the Madeira Islands in Africa. When the first Africans brought there was brought to produce the wine. If that didn't work, you wouldn't have wine. I can go on and on and on about shit from tobacco. Right?
If
The
what
Indians
didn't work, if what didn't work,
no, because listen, the white people couldn't do it. It was too hot. That's where you get they literally they was calling them red legs and rednecks. Because them niggas was burning to death. They couldn't do it. The Indians was running away, and
What
the
that
ones
got to do with the continent, though? The
bro,
continent's still going to
no,
exist.
no,
You talking
no. We're
about
talking
industry?
about
You talking about business and industry right now?
that's what creates America, brother. If you want to act like we just talking about land and having that type of conversation, that's weird because the land was here before humans, gonna be here after. We talking about what was created on the shit. Stop deflecting. There wouldn't
Okay,
be
so
none
that's
of
what we're
this.
talking about, right? Wait a minute, no, that's what we're talking. That's what I want to talk about.
That's what I've been talking about.
Okay, I mean that's what you're talking about. Okay, so now you talking about it? No, if it wasn't for the Caucasian, this stuff wouldn't be here because they brought the slaves. What do you mean? The slaves don't got nothing to do with it except a yield to the command. That's about all.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, man. Black people don't got nothing to do with how this country is here because the Caucasian brought you here to serve him. What are you talking about?
Yo, what type of shit you on, man?
You,
So,
yeah, I'm just telling the truth.
so all right. So, do you understand what we did when we got here? You think we just laid down? That's it. You think niggas was just pussy? Huh? That's what you think? That's what you
I didn't
think?
say that. I didn't say that.
So
I'm
what are you
saying
talking
that
about? No, you no. Hold on. You just said we basically just did what the white man told us. That's what you're going with.
evidently you laid down.
No,
Who own all these companies that
no.
you
Stop.
mentioned back in the day? Who was the owners of those companies?
First of all, let's move on a timeline. So let's not jump around because, like I said, there's a reason. There's a reason for a lot of these things. You just don't want to
Okay.
accept. So one of the reasons that we was never able to get up like that because they purposely kept our numbers to a certain amount, right? So when our numbers did get enough, they would say stop bringing them in, right? In certain areas, they made sure that we was always outnumbered. Like it didn't just
So you
happen.
mean tell me somebody had
Yes,
control over that much control over your destiny as a people where that if your numbers get too high, they make sure that they'll stop importing them Negroes and not only that maybe kill some of them off.
Nobody saying mention anything about killing anybody else. Why? See, this is the context I be talking about. Who said anything about killing anybody else? Well, I
No, you
said
said they
just
kept
stop
their number. You
importing.
said
Hold on.
once the numbers start getting up
Yeah,
there, you said
yeah, because that's a way. If
of
one people
control.
got this many, yes, it's control. Yes,
Yeah, I
who's
get
trying
that.
to who?
I'm
But
agreeing
guess
with a
what?
lot of stuff you're
I'll
saying,
tell you
but
this.
it's just
So what
it's
do
how
we
you
do after that?
change how you
No, See,
telling the
you don't
story.
want to get to the part. You don't know because you don't want to get to the part where we start taking over shit.
Okay, when did
Like
y'all take? Okay, so when did Nagro start taking over? So
you want to know exactly when? In
I
certain
mean,
in
not
what? In
exactly. I
all,
mean, just
so let's.
you don't have to
So
be
what
exactly.
areas? So what areas you want to talk about? Just
No,
all of
whichever,
America?
whatever area that makes you feel like it isn't necessary to speak about because you said they was taking over. Okay, so evidently that takeover didn't last that long.
Yeah, because they purposely did shit. So
Like what? Like what?
okay, so for an example, you have we can talk about Haiti, right? Uh, the Africans took the island over. So what do? They tell every other country don't import to them. Now you're on an island, you need imports. You got a overflux of people that shouldn't even be on the island. You can't raise cattle. You can't do shit like that. So this is what I mean. We took it over, and then they stopped importing.
So again, listen to what you just said. Took it over and they stopped importing. So the Negroes was nothing but servants and slaves, man. Because now you're saying you can't survive without the Caucasian.
No, but they still did though. They're still here. They're
Yeah, they
still here. They're
survived,
not.
but
Hold on.
were they
Hold on.
poor or
Hold on.
something?
Hold on. We're talking about Haiti.
In Haiti still dealing with the Caucasians to this day. They deal with them.
Yeah, that's that government. But the point you asked, the question was, show me a place where they took over. Did they take over? Yes or no?
How you take over when you still
Hold
need
on.
them
No.
for things?
Can you? Did they take over? Yes or no?
No, to me that's not a takeover.
How? There's no cattle on the island, brother. It's not suitable for that.
If there's no
It never
cattle on,
was.
okay, they took over,
Like
but
this.
then they
No.
still
See, look. I think and I'm not even trying to be funny, but you're arguing from ignorance, brother. There's a lot of things that you want to argue about something, but you don't know certain key things.
Okay, right. And a lot of people argue and they think they get the information, but the information that they get is all messed up. It's not even. It's not in order. It's not consistent.
I am.
It's not right.
If we listen to you, we would
What?
I would understand why people would be Aboriginal. I would understand why people would be Aboriginal.
Well, no, Aboriginal came way before me, and I don't even push that. I don't even push that agenda. I mean,
No, but
per se.
look, this is the
Some people might be Aboriginal. I don't know. I don't know their history like that. So I'm
Lil
not
you
knocking
asked
it,
earlier.
but I'm not condemning the Aboriginal community because some of them I don't know their ancestry. I don't know.
condemning them. I'm
But
condemning them.
yeah, but you adverse to that because because you feel like this is probably your territory or something. I don't know, but I'm just saying I'm not adverse to them because I don't feel like I'm not saying that they're wrong or right. I'm like neutral at this
They're
point. But what
wrong.
I am saying is this:
100%
that
wrong.
if not, no problem, man. So if Negroes come from another country, because based upon you right, man, actually, because based upon not a coincidence, Negroes or black people came from Africa, so they need to take their butt back home and enjoy their land. There's enough
Okay,
land over there.
okay.
It's
So where? Hold on. You saying where? So this is the point you're not understanding. So where should I go if I got Nigerians, Ghana, Senegambians, Congo, Angola?
I get the point.
Where should I go?
You had to find
No,
out
no, no,
who
no,
you are.
no. Stop. This is the case for. It's going to be for almost every Black American.
Wait a
They're
minute,
gonna
but
have
you ain't let me
multiple-
answer though. You ain't let me answer.
Hold on, stop. They're gonna have multiple. They're gonna have multiple regions in their ethnicity.
So
where
now you
should
can. So what you're
just
saying? You
go? Not
confused?
like a
Or you're
white man. No,
wait.
it's not about confusion. I just told you who we are. We're from America, bro. Because this, what,
Nah,
no,
what you
yes,
need to do, see, that's where you see,
this
that's
is
an
bad.
excuse. That's an excuse not to go back home. What you should do, since you feel like you of all the mixtures of all these different tribes, then what y'all should do is create a whole. It's enough space in Africa to create a couple of states just of this the American. It's the American. It's the Then you can say we African Americans on a continent back home on a continent of Africa. Get you about three independent states, right? And they be African American, and you do your
Hell
thing over there.
Hell no.
Do your thing over there.
Why? After
Because
my
you want.
answer, listen. No,
Hold on.
stop.
All right, go ahead.
No, hell no.
Go
Why?
ahead.
I literally got answers that fought in the Civil War, the War of 1812,
Right.
World War I, World War II.
Okay.
I got people that literally put blood, sweat, and tears for the democracy of this country, for the republic.
I get you.
Why the fuck am I leaving?
Because your home is back home.
No, this is my home. That's the point you're missing. This is my home.
No, it's not.
My
It's not
ancestors
your
made
home.
it so. Yeah. Yes, it is.
You
They made it so.
You just said you composed of mostly African tribes. So this is not your home.
No, it's European.
This is your home by legal, but as far as being a citizen, yes. And
No, from Todd. See, listen, this is in 1828. He's telling you this, and this is 2003. Look how much more time passed, brother.
Slaves
Like, what are
don't
you
have a
talking
home.
about?
Slaves don't have a home.
No, look, look.
Slaves are under the jurisdiction of somebody else, man.
Yo, that's crazy. Nah, see, look, you sound like
I'm
are
telling
you
the
really
truth,
white?
man.
Look, it says we have passed through several generations in this country. In consequence, we have become naturalized. Our habits, our manners, our passions, our disposition have become the same.
Okay, so
I don't know why.
so what that word
No,
naturalize mean? What does that word naturalize mean?
that's when you become a citizen.
Okay, I just said that. I said, yeah, you got this is your home by citizenship, but when it comes to bloodline and nationality, this ain't your home.
Why? Well, he just told you we passed several generations in this country, and this is in 1828.
I know,
It's
but none
almost
of them.
200 so hold
What
on.
I'm saying is,
So now several generations is what now? What are you
none of
talking
those
about?
Africans, no matter how many generations is over here, according to you, you're not from here. Y'all came here in the first black people did not get here to 1492, something like that. So this ain't your home, and it never will be, no matter how long you stay here.
It is. And
You
guess
this is
what?
it'd be your citizenship. You'd be citizenship, yeah, but it's not your like your actual home.
I'm glad you don't decide that from Wisconsin. So
Well, who? Okay, who? Okay, so watch this. That's a good point. So who decides that? Not a coincidence.
guess what? We did. The people
Who
did.
is we?
The people, the black people. You ever heard of the color conventions? Of course not.
Okay,
Right?
well, I don't agree with the color convention.
Why?
So
What don't you agree with?
that group of black people, they
Hold
say
on,
that
hold on. What don't you agree with?
if
When
we
does
come
this
from
live
Africa,
stream ends?
if
So
the
what
so-called
don't
Negroes come
you?
from Africa, I don't agree that the fact that this is our home. This is not our homeland. This is
No,
not
no,
where
no.
we
Hold on.
originated from. And so for them to say that this is our homeland, I think they're lying and blowing smoke up our in our ears, man.
Hold on. So what about the color conventions you don't like? You said.
That's what I'm saying. I just paraphrase. You know, I'm saying like they wrong for trying to tell us that this is our homeland and that this is our land. If we
I
ain't
got
come
you.
from here, if we did not come from here, this is not our homeland. This is not we citizens here, but this is not our home. Our home is
See,
Africa.
like remember I told you before, you're arguing from ignorance.
No, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something. Oh, not a coincidence. I'm not arguing from ignorance. If somebody
No, you are.
kidnaps somebody, hold on. If somebody kidnaps somebody's kid from their house, right, and take them to the other house, to somebody else's house, the house that they in ain't their home, and no matter how long they stay there, their house is from where they got kidnapped from, man. That's their home.
No.
And that's
So
the
this is what I'm
simplest.
saying.
That's kind of like that's as pretty
No.
much simple as I can put it. America is
So
not your home, even though you've been kidnapped and you've been living there good and making money and building streets and building kingdoms for somebody else. Oh, no doubt, you've been slaving in the vineyards and the wine yards and sugar yards. Yeah, you did all that. Yeah, okay, no problem. But it's still not your home. You got kidnapped. You're a prisoner of war in somebody else's land and in somebody else's home. And whoever did that black convention, man, them are some. Hey, man, I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know if they was ignorant or just stupid, or just didn't understand what was going on.
What is wrong with it? You still haven't explained that.
They thinking it's stupid to claim that this is your home if you didn't come from here.
So you saying at the color convention they should have what? I don't get
Got
it.
all their money together, all their resources together, and went back home and established themselves back in home from where they was kidnapped from.
So this is what you have a problem with. This is what you don't understand, man. And this is what I keep trying to say. This was a debate among African Americans in the 1780s all up to the 1860s. Should we stay or should we go? Right? And here we have a
okay.
Here
That's
we
some
have
good
excerpts
information
from
right there.
people.
No doubt.
Here we have excerpts from different people explaining, what certain sentiments was. And like I'll keep trying to tell you, it was
Did you ever?
always.
No, I know you like the
Hold on,
sentiments
listen. Hold on,
that you agree upon.
stop.
What about
Hold
the
on,
sentiments
listen,
you
bro.
didn't agree on?
Bro, stop. No, I'm about to tell you. Listen, bro. So, like, this is in 1817, right? This is a letter from James 14 to Paul Cuffey, right? So, they didn't want to. But it says it's about going to Africa, right? They say 3,000 at least attended, and there was not one soul that was in favor of going to Africa. Now, listen to the reason why. And this is important.
You said how many attended? How many attended?
3,000.
3,000 attended, and not one was favoring going back where?
To Africa. And this is the part where y'all turn your ears off. Y'all don't listen after this part. There's a reason why. They think that the slaveholder wants to get rid of them so as to make their property more secure. Do you understand that statement?
I kind of do.
Okay, read it again, please.
They think that, so they said they don't want to go to Africa, and this is why. They think that the slaveholders want to get rid of them as to make their property more secure.
To me, that's a dumb reason not to want to go back home.
Do you want to know? But do you understand? Do you understand what they're saying?
I think I do.
So could you explain to me what you think they're saying? And I'm gonna explain it. But can you explain to me what you think they're trying to say here?
I think what they're trying to say is that they feel like they got investments in staying here. They got it. They done put some hard work in, and we're not just gonna let this Caucasian enjoy all these benefits of us building this country up, help building this country
No,
up.
that's not what they're saying. So what they're
All
saying
right,
is that
go ahead.
I'm about to tell you. What they're saying is that even though these people that are at this color convention, they're free. So they say the slaveholder thinks they want to get rid of them to make their property more secure. The property is the other enslaved black people. They don't want to leave them. They want to try to get them free before they decide to say up and go.
What's up, Smoke?
So the plan was to get everybody free first. That's why nobody left.
Hey man, why you trying to run these Jedi mind tricks on this young Hebrew, bro? He not sophisticated enough to understand. He's not sophisticated enough to understand the whole fraudulent history behind these documents, bro. This like I said earlier, bro. These documents are predicated upon basically secondhand information, and that's really being generous.
Yeah, you're wrong, Smoke.
Okay, well,
Yeah, most definitely you are wrong. And I
well,
recognize you,
why
Smoke.
don't we get why can't we get descriptions? Why can't we get descriptions of these people? What these people is talking about, bro? We need vivid images of exactly who these people, who they was looking at when they was telling these stories about these damn slaves.
What do you mean who they looking at?
Yeah, who they was looking at? I know they say, oh, they was a Negro, they was an African descendant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They was a Native American. What the fuck is that? What is that?
What do you have against Native Americans?
What do I have against Native Americans?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you know, after doing deep dives, and finding out that the Native Americans are really predicated upon what's the name of this shit? The order of the Red Men. The Order of the Red Men, where basically you Native Americans, y'all are buffer class, right? Y'all imitation Indians, but y'all really Siberian Huskies, and y'all not from here.
You're not from here.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I bet I look more like an old McHead than you do.
Oh really?
Oh really?
Okay.
Oh really?
Okay.
Oh really?
Okay.
Pull up El Negro. Pull up El Negro, the old McHead. Not a coincidence. Let's see who look more like that motherfucker.
well, I think some Mexicans do look like that though, like the El Negro, or Omega.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna even
Show
lie.
me a Mexican. Show me a Mexican with an afro, my nigga. Show me a Mexican with an afro.
Nah, afro. That's not an afro on that man's head.
The fuck it ain't. The fuck it
It's
ain't.
not. It's not an afro. That's just the way they made that head to show you that it has hair on top of the person's head. It's not necessarily an afro.
They made it with an afro, my nigga. The hell you talking about? We ain't finna play no game.
No,
We
that's not
not finna
that's
do.
not an afro.
We not
You
finna
got
do.
Mexicans. You got Mexicans
We not.
with that Shane type of
We not.
hairline.
We not.
You got
Hey,
Mexicans
bro,
with
we
that
not
same
finna
type of
do.
hairline.
We are not finna do optical. We are not finna
I'm
do
just being
optical
honest.
illusions,
I ain't
my
gonna.
nigga.
I'm not. I don't have no stake in it. I don't have. I'm just being honest about it.
Well, you need to stay out of it then with no stakes.
Well, I'm saying I'm not for. I'm not
Smoke.
for against it.
Well, I'm
I'm just
just
telling
saying.
the
Well,
truth.
you need to stay on neutral territory, my ground.
Well,
The ground upon which you stand on is hallowed, my nigga. Take your sandals off then before you approach me, my nigga.
Okay,
Who are
I'll
you
take my
talking
sandals
to?
off. But what I'm saying is that the El Negro head is not necessarily African American. It's not necessarily a Negro.
No, but it's a semblance of what you would call an African American, not a semblance of what you would call a Native American, not a semblance of what you refer to as a Mexican these days.
Okay, look. Hey, not a coincidence. Can you pull that El Negro head up, man?
The El Negro
the
head.
one that's right. It's right there. I can see it.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Blow that up. Blow it up.
That's not necessarily a Negro.
Which
stop.
picture is it?
Boy, stop.
The one on the right?
Okay, it's not necessarily a
Can
Negro
I
then.
say something?
What is it?
Can I say
What is it
something?
necessarily then, my nigga? What is it necessary?
Well, I can't really. I'm trying to wait till you make a larger face of it. I mean, a larger picture of it.
You done seen it before. Yeah, y'all done seen it before.
That's what I'm saying. You got
So,
you
so
got
Smoke, can I ask
Mexicans
you a
with straight hair that
question?
look just like that.
Yeah.
But that hair ain't
Can I ask
straight
you a
though.
question?
That hair ain't straight though, my nigga.
Well, you can't tell none of the hair on the
Smoke.
Olmecs. You can tell whether it's straight or not. You can't tell on none of the Olmec heads though,
But you can tell on that statue right there that ain't straight hair,
because it's a statue, man. They weren't trying. They didn't.
bro.
Maybe they know how to.
They got
Maybe they.
statues. They got
Well,
statues with clear indications that it's straight hair, bro. What you talking about?
where the Olmec heads where you can say they got straight hair on it? Show me.
You're full of
I
shit.
don't. I'm not even looking for an old make head with straight hair. I just told him to pull up El Negro, and I wanted him to compare me and that dude that said that El Negro is not a Negro. Like it's even named Negro. Like y'all niggas is man.
No,
I don't even
that's
know what to
just
call y'all,
no. El Negro is not mean that you a Negro. It just means that's your complexion. You brown. You dark skinned. That's all they're saying.
bruh. Stop it. I don't know who you think you talking
Smoke.
to. Stop
Smoke.
Ask the
Yo,
Mexican guy. He on the line. I
yo,
think that's
yo,
him.
yo.
Yeah, you
I've
can
been
speak
on
with
here
me.
3 hours. I'm getting off, man.
it. Yeah, I know you gonna. I know you gonna run when the smoke come, my nigga. I catch you
Yeah,
again though.
you
It
ran
is what
earlier,
it
man.
is. It is.
Make sure you
Nah,
pull up next time.
my Wi-Fi kept tapping out earlier. I had to go in there and do some developing with this motherfucker. And I'm
Look,
not computer, and I'm not computer savvy, so it took me a while.
Yeah,
I
but
get it.
look,
I
not a
get it.
coincidence, man. Those people who had that conference that you was talking about, though, man, something was wrong with them black folks, man. If they ain't from America and they know their ancestors weren't from America, something was wrong with their minds, man. Not to leave this
That's
place
crazy.
and go back home.
That's
That's
crazy.
sick.
You even said
That's
that.
stupid stuff. How you gonna be kidnapped? How you gonna let your kids be kidnapped? And then once you got the ability to bring them back home, they up there saying, "Well, no, we don't want to go. We're gonna stay here with the slave master." What type of man? Man,
But
listen, man.
that's
That
not
means
what
yo,
they said. That's
Exactly.
not what they said,
man,
though.
something wrong
They
with them
said
people, man. That you
no.
be
What they
thinking
what?
like that. May God
No.
forgive
So
our
look,
people for even thinking
hold
like that,
on.
man.
So I am. You're wrong. You're taking it out of context. This is what the title is about. This is what y'all been doing all day. But they said they
Exactly.
wanted to stay to basically get their people free, and because they knew that the white people only wanted them to leave so they could secure their property. You're
Okay,
taking
but
it out
not a
of
coincidence.
context.
You know
But
that's a
listen,
lie because
I gotta
now,
go though.
hold
I
on,
gotta
not a
go.
coincidence. So now they free now, and why they still here then? So now they can't say I'm waiting. We waiting until our people get free. Okay, so they free now. So why they still here? Because that was a lie
That's
when they
another.
made that statement, man. They lied.
That's another discussion. That's another
Yeah, I
discussion.
know.
All right,
We
hold
got
That's
on.
we
another discussion.
Y'all got too much contention at the end of the bill, but I need to ask the native dude a question, bro. In
All right,
your
go ahead.
opinion,
Make
Mr.
it quick though. Make it quick. I gotta go.
All
Yeah.
right, Mr. Native dude, Dr. Andy. Hey, Dr. Andy,
Yeah,
what is
brother.
the current relationship between Native Americans and your European conquerors? What is y'all relationship like?
Horrible. It was a pretty abusive relationship because our people were raped. Is
Do
that
you
simple?
find do you find yourself as a Native American in good standing with the Europeans that's currently in this country?
I see myself as a Native American.
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, do you
Yes,
find
you did.
yourself in good? I said, do you find yourself in good standings with the Europeans who are currently residing in this country? Sir?
Some good standards.
Well, if you ask me, there should be no good standings between the conquering people and the people that have been conquered by them. Especially if you're saying all these atrocities happen between these two particular demographics. But I'm gonna let you meditate on that, bro. Not a coincidence, got to run. But just remember, it's always smoke with me. I'm out this bitch.
Okay,
Yeah, I gotta
bye.
get up out of here, man. But yeah, we're gonna talk about this soon. I got the A1 not a coincidence debate. Woo! It's gonna be ugly. But I'm out of here, man. I leave y'all.
See, we're talking about Black and African Americans. We're not talking about this beef shit that we are on. We're not on this drama shit right now. We're on Aboriginal TV's channel talking about Pan-Africans throwing shots at the Aboriginals. A Pan-African came on here, our brother, that makes our shows live for real. I gotta say, all of us need to like sneak together and throw this nigga like $10 because he's one of the only Pan-African boo-boos that come up here and put up a fight. People that just come up here need to see that. They need to see an African, and they need to see an Indian, and they need to see the debate so they could choose a side. Not a coincidence is a major factor in this community, and people don't even know it. Goofy motherfuckers.
Are you guys still here?